Hit the blacktop, midnight sky. JJ Vance got questions he can't deny. Used to have an RV full of case file stack, map full of mysteries, thumbtack. Hear the hum of the tires, feel the pull of the strings. Where the lights in the woods get real deranged. Open your brain holes where the truth explodes, and hunker on down for a trip on the GCD high witness road. He's riding down the high weirdness road, chasing every story nobody's told. Muppets in the backseat, vampires in tow. JJ Vance on the high weirdness road. Cold case counties and abandoned towns. Something in the shadows keeps swirling round. CIA bots shouting, "Who killed Bill Colby?" JJ just laughs and cranks the sound. Where the timeline's bend and the truth gets loud, and the moon looks wrong behind a wandering cloud. If the vampire strike, well, that's just how it goes. He's riding down the high weirdness road, where impossible things are the stories he's old. From hidden colors on a foggy night to the America's wasteland, heartland. JJ Vance on the high weirdness road. He's rolling down the high weirdness road, chasing every phantom the archives hold. Truth gets strange, but he won't let go. JJ Vance on the high weirdness road. Yeah, JJ Vance on the high weirdness
Operation GCD with an Appalachian grin. Adventures and shenanigans, we're diving right in.
Howdy, folks. Your host, Double J, back here coming at you live from deep inside America. Stay dangerous, America. Anyhow, welcome back here, folks, to the interwebs. Your host of Operation GCD here, right there on the screen in your face hole. JJ Vance, not the vice president. Mark that down. Vampire hunter, part-time. Hard to explain. Anyhow, folks, the interwebs, welcome back here. I'll be your pilot and navigator for tonight's shenanigan-infused journey here into the mind of this particular garbage can dude. And I'm not going to lie to you, folks, the interwebs. Got a real barn burner here on deck for y'all tonight. An occult and/or esoteric review of that 2011 cinematic masterpiece by Jeffrey Epstein's BFF, Woody Allen. You know, that guy that, married and banged his daughter type of thing. Anyway, he happened to make a good film. I enjoyed it. It was kind of a surprise. Good evening there, ma'am. Good to see you. Kind of a surprise. Speaking of surprise, if anyone asks why you're here, sir, tell them Large Marge sent you. Anyhow, folks, the interwebs got an occult and/or esoteric review of Midnight in Paris. And joining us here tonight, got a fun-filled lineup on this real barn burner here. So thank you all for joining me here tonight to get a little GCD. And thank you, sir, for joining me here to get a little GCD. Welcome back to Operation GCD for your very first time, sir, Mr. Phil Z.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be here, JJ.
Did you? Was this your first Woody Allen film, or the first time you'd seen this specific Woody Allen film?
My first Woody Allen film.
Yeah, same here, dude. And I kind of inadvertently watched this. It was on an airplane when I was flying, dude, coast to coast. So I was like, I guess I got to watch it. I got nothing else to do, right? I'm not paying $14.99 for Wi-Fi, dude. I'm not an asshole. You're an asshole. You're an asshole if you pay for it.
1,000%. Yeah, no. So when I heard what the movie was after watching another movie, believing that was the movie for the week, I was like, you know what? All right, let me see. It was on Tubi, so one of the best resources to find movies that are hard to get. And I watched it last night, and it was like 90-minute movie, so it's not bad. And I honestly enjoyed it. So that was kind of a surprise.
Right? You're like, you want to hate it, dude. You're like, fuck this Woody Allen guy.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, let me put it this way. So it was a two-way watch. It was an appreciation for being invited first time on the show, and hate watching a Woody Allen movie. And then you're like, you're hate watching it. You hate the fact that you're liking the movie. And I said, ultimately it's the story. It's Owen Wilson, a lot of good cameos in it, and just overall like a good movie. And it was funny. I'm watching it. My daughter comes up to me. She's like, "Oh yeah, we watched this in my class." I'm like, "You watched this in one of your classes at school?" She's like, "Yeah, I think because
or what was it, like literature of history of literature or some shit?"
I think so, something like that. That it was kind of reflective of that. And I was like, "Oh, okay, interesting." But I was like, "All right." And yeah, no. By the time it was over, I was like, "Man, it was a good movie."
I'm not gonna lie to you, sir. I had a substitute teacher in high school that put on the Jerry Springer movie for us one time. So I mean, it sounds far more educational, at least, than that.
Yeah, right. I'm with you.
I mean, it was Cincinnati. I mean, he was formerly the mayor there. I guess there's a loose connection in that regard. I agree with you. I kind of when I watched it the second time, I was like, "Damn it, why do I like this movie? This guy's obviously a diddler." And he's only become more of a diddler with his how deeply him and his wife, formerly his daughter, never officially, as they claim, right?
Yeah,
that's always a defense I hear from folks. He didn't officially adopt her. I'm like, that makes it better. He raised the young girl after his wife adopted her legally. Like, how does this work out? I don't know how that works out for folks in folks' brain holes, but we got our next guest this evening. Go ahead, sir.
No, I was saying it's creepy. I'm with you on that.
Any way you slice it, it's disturbing. How you doing, man? Welcome back to Operation GCD, Sabrina, for your very first time.
Hello, JJ. Thank you for inviting me tonight to participate in this review of a film that I know very, very well, that I forced my husband to watch, kicking and screaming, many years ago, that got us to Paris. My husband actually loved me. It is only 90 minutes, and it's delightful, and it won an Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay. Woody's not in it, another plus. However, we get a great impersonation of Woody by Owen Wilson. And I think I mentioned this backstage that Woody would have cast himself had he had the script in hand in the 70s or 80s. So it's a wonderful picture. We fell in love with Paris. We went to Paris. We were at that bridge at midnight, and it was magnificent. Awesome. But so as far
as
get
stabbed
the
there on
film,
that bridge today, huh? From the sound.
The film. I mean, the premise of the film, and I know we'll all talk about this, is between Gil Pender and Adriana, where we find out that the reason for the movie is the folly of golden age thinking, which I gave a presentation, a 5-minute extemporaneous presentation at my fintech employer several years ago. It was a lot of fun. However, JJ, when I saw you invited me to this, I asked you to invite me because it's one of my favorites. But when I saw your Esoteric Occult, the only thing I could think of, and I know we'll go on to talk a lot more about this film, is who Woody Allen considers his heroes and who those individuals are. I mean, I'm that's what I'm assuming. I don't know how much you know about it. It was a who's who of 20s French bourgeoisie culture in the mid 20s.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
So
Americans in Paris, right? This is the culture that would birth Barbara Pierce.
the expats that made me forget about, thinking of, Frenchmen urinating on the sidewalk, because it's such a romanticized presentation of that entire age. But there is a dark side to it, and I know that we're going to talk about it. Because I myself, when I first watched it,
that sounds like San Francisco or Los Angeles.
Well, it wasn't like that before. It is like that now. But yeah, I can't wait to talk more about it and talk about the other side of the film. But on its face, it's magnificent. It's wonderful. Like I said, Woody's not in it. It's delightful. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you for joining us here. Our next guest we got here as well, the man for a redacted name in those Epstein files. This is perhaps a friend of yours, Woody Allen, sir.
Well, I was about to say, this French Canadian still urinates on sidewalks, mostly behind the work truck door. I mean, when you're on a job site and there's nowhere to piss, you just open up the truck door. You act like you're fucking reaching in there to grab a few things, and you're taking a piss on the sidewalk. It's a great way to fucking not get caught fucking pissing in public. Just saying.
That sounds like one of the plot lines from your favorite Woody Allen film, sir.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great fucking Woody Allen poster. I'm not gonna lie. I did that on Gemini today because I sure as fuck did not watch. I literally on Sunday I'm like, oh yeah, what's the movie this fucking weekend? Midnight. Oh, it's a Woody Allen movie. Fuck that. Eat a bag of dicks, JJ. That is literally what I said to myself, and I'm gonna come in and talk shit. But then at the same time, I'm sitting backstage just now, and the two of you are all talking shit about Woody Allen dating his fucking his stepdaughter or whatever. And I mean, let's be honest. I'm sure if we went through your history, both of you have some stepdaughter porn in your search history. Just saying.
Not happening. Nope.
Wait, you're from West Virginia. You're from West Virginia. You got that shit on there. Come on. Phil, you're from Long Island. You know what's going on.
Blood kinfolk in West Virginia, sir. There ain't no steps involved.
Well, the cast of literary artists and characters that are in this movie. Oh, sorry, JJ.
Go ahead, man. What was that?
No, I was just going to say the cast of literary characters, I mean, real life people and artists that are in this film, it is a who's who of perversion. I know we'll get into that, I'm sure.
There's a lot of that. Yeah, for sure. No, I was going to say.
Don't we have another perverted motherfucker backstage still, too?
A lot of infidelity.
By the way, every time Jonah uses profanity, I'm going to be taking a gulp of champagne. Thank you.
There you go.
I will become less coherent very quickly.
And our next guest here, who's apparently kinfolks with Woody Allen or somebody like Woody Allen. Welcome back to the
most unbelievable fucking story. But I'll sign on to his chat later and talk shit.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie.
You liked it? You liked it? When was the first time
you seen it? Of course he did.
Well, I'm going to put my foot up Jonah's ass here.
I mean, he's telling us all about his cousin. So, I mean, it sounds like his cousin Woody Allen, like you said, but...
All right, this is my moment to shine, not Jonah's.
No. You named
like I was. This is not a film I would, even though I'm a Owen Wilson fan since Bottle Rocket days, which was Wes Anderson and him's first collaboration from out of film school. I would have never picked to see this because I was always of the obvious opinion that Woody Allen banged his daughter, dude. So I don't care if it's adopted or not, dude. It doesn't, I get it. I'm from West Virginia, and there's in my tree, my Appalachian family folks have been their daughters. That doesn't mean I condone it. I recognize it. That's a problem, and then I'm not going to continue on perpetrating the Appalachian family poll. You know what I mean? But Woody Allen's like, let's ramp this up, dude. They started banging all their kids from the sound of things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and JJ, that's the exact reason that the excuse that Woody gave was that, hey, she wasn't my blood daughter. It's really vile. It's really vile.
Right. No, I did. I tested that years ago on Twixter, trying to figure out. Did we lose somebody?
Jonah.
We lose Jonah. Okay. We got one more guest anyway. We got Todd the Wizard. Welcome back to Operation GCD, sir, for your very first time.
Oh, it's so good to be here. It's so good to see this panel this evening. I love everybody on here.
Response when you watch the film? Would you say it's so good to see this film this evening?
No, this was not a. This wasn't like a big. This almost caused marital problems watching this movie last night.
What?
Why?
Oh, my wife she don't like Woody Allen, and
He's not in it.
she don't like anything to do with Woody Allen.
Just Woody's,
element, dude. I'm telling you, I
Owen
loved the
Wilson's
movie
impersonation
immediately
of
when
Woody.
I watched it, and I hated myself for it.
And here's the thing about the Woody Allen movies. Woody Allen was the funniest movie. His movies were the funniest movies around up to 1978.
You mentioned that
Before
dude.
all
You
these,
mentioned that, and I never
before
tried
all
to
these,
see them.
I never heard of this. The thing with his stepdaughter till like maybe mid 80s or 90s. But I was done with Woody Allen movies by Annie Hall by the time that was coming out. But his first early movies, they're some of the funniest movies ever made. Bananas, where he
Take the money and
gets.
run. Take the money and run is
Take-
hilarious.
I don't take the money and run up. I almost remember that. Love everything you ever want to know about sex.
But we're afraid to ask.
Love
That's
and
funny,
what we're
too.
afraid to
That
ask.
sounds like something
Love-
Woody Allen would make. Let's be honest about the situation.
It's
Love
quite
and More.
gross.
Love and More, which was just funnier than hell. Classic. Goes through all these
I'm surprised
periods
they
of
didn't
the.
make Harold and Maude.
But those movies back then, they're like something that you'd see from the cast of Saturday Night Live. You know, it was a comedy movie. It wasn't a comedy romantic relationship garbage movie like that. So they were funny. If you ever get a chance.
Wait, the
God,
same
you
guy
gotta
who
watch
was all over
Bananas.
fucking dick of fucking Terry Gilliam is now on Woody Allen? Come on.
Sleeper. I gotta say though, watching this movie, this is Woody Allen. You know, this is him in the Owen Wilson character. Obviously, this is him writing. You see how he has a wandering eye the whole movie. It doesn't matter who he's with. He's looking at the other girl. He's thinking about the other girl. He's going to the other girl. Look, he's with like 5 different girls in this movie, isn't he? Again, like with 5 girls in this movie.
The film is
By the
essentially a
time it's
schizo
done.
time traveling film with Owen Wilson time traveling every night at midnight into the age of yesteryear because he's obsessed with these ideas of the past was a better time to live in, these ideas of a golden age. And then, which I find is a fascinating plot line of the film and the way that kind of evolves and matriculates.
It was quaint where they introduced all the old famous writers, Hemingway.
Yeah, they got fancy, dude. They got fancy with each introduction. You know, they kind of hit you off guard with a couple of them. You know, like, oh shit. You know, some of them are like pretty like kind of jammed into the story. The Fitzgeralds, Hemingway, that kind of deal. But then you know they hit you with a kind of out of left field with Salvador Dali and the fucking
The surrealists. Yeah.
You know?
And then they go back even further to 1890s artists in Paris, the 1890s
Well, that's because
artists.
he falls in love with a girl in the 1920s who's in a love triangle with Hemingway and Picasso, and she's in love with a different era. She has a different golden era.
I didn't watch it.
The golden age.
How long have you been
Jonas.
dating
Spoiler alert, there's no
Picasso?
bag of dicks. Just schizo time travel.
If they're going back in Paris, they better fucking go back to Josephine Baker because she was hot as shit.
She was in it. Jonah, just watch the movie.
I ain't fucking
Watch
watching the
the
Woody
movie.
Allen movie.
That's part of
He's
doing
not
the
in it.
research.
It doesn't fucking matter. That's fucking disgusting.
I realize you envisioned your own Woody Allen film, and I do appreciate that. Actually, I do award points for that.
JJ, Jonah's
We'll be
just
awarded for
raging.
this.
I'm not raging. That is the best fucking movie poster. Todd, zoom in close because you're fucking on a telephone.
Well, it's a very surrealist approach. Woody Allen right here.
I kind of see it, but why don't you describe it in your in your fashion.
It says fuck Woody Allen, eat a bag of film, and then the bag says dicks on it, and he's playing with a bunch of dicks in his hand.
Oh man, he should have got a job at Mad Magazine with that.
Good thing this is not a family show. Good thing this is not a
Yeah. Put the kids to bed. Put the kids to bed, guys.
Like I said, I never chose to watch this. I just watched it as a result of being on an airplane. I was like, well, fuck it, I'm locked in this can.
Locked in, forced.
Dude, I would have fucking jerked off under the free blanket before I watched the Woody Allen movie. Come on.
No, this is a family show, sir. It's definitely a family airplane.
I mean, with air pilot, come on, let's go. That guy's a fucking hero, though. But
having seen so many of his other movies, this seemed like kind of a simple trick based upon his other films. You know, I'm like, man, there isn't very much in the other movies. There's all these different twists and things that blow your mind. Not much in this. Kind of reminds you of an Annie Hall movie, but
twist for you. Okay.
no
explosions. What's your favorite Alan Stewart Königsberg film?
I guess I'm just saying it was weak for Woody Allen type of crazy movies.
What's your favorite film by Alan Stewart Königsberg / Woody
I
Allen?
thought it was delightful.
Boy, you'd have to run down the list. I'm not sure. Königsberg.
Isn't Königsberg a fucking German city?
Königsberg, that's Woody Allen's real name is Königsberg.
Isn't that a concentration camp?
I know that. That's why he came here, Johnny.
I don't know much about his background.
I'm kidding.
I don't think he was a relation, but there was a hitman. There was a hitman whose last name was Königsberg, which they said later on was part of the reason why he changed. Woody Allen changed the name. There was a guy named Harold. I think his nickname was K.O. Königsberg, who was like a hitman for the mafia, and part of that led to Woody Allen changing his name.
Yeah, that's also the old name of Kaliningrad.
Well, I wonder if there was some
fucking communist. That is,
he's a dirty fucking
city
communist.
in Eastern Germany.
No, Russian enclave now in Kaliningrad. So that's a place that's between fucking Poland and it's like not even attached to it's not even attached to
Lithuania.
Russia. Yeah, it's like it's part of Russia, but it's not attached to it at all.
Well, it's because it's a Baltic seaport, right? So it's very favorable geographical.
Well, I'm wondering
security
why
purposes, economic purposes.
Wondering why you picked the Hotel La Maurice.
Well, I was going to say, I know what's interesting and what stood out to me in this film, and what I've appreciated over the years, is the he's got Society of Cincinnati elements into it, like the Palace of Versailles. There, that was King Louis and Marie Antoinette. They're the ones who sanctioned the French chapter.
Treaty of Versailles, big deal.
Fuck Felix Frankfurter.
So is a burger element.
Huge deal.
I hope there's a Versailles burger element to all this.
But let's face it. You say Paris and people think Versailles. I mean, that's one of the iconic sites that people think of.
Tell us, is that a museum? Is it
just like the Paris Opera House,
landmark?
Notre Dame? Yeah.
Fuck Paris.
Is it a landmark?
Yes.
Or there's something. Just the area itself it's beautiful. There's garden, there's park, museum.
Yes. But when it comes to Versailles, something that I have an issue with is I really find it hard to believe that Frenchmen in the court were urinating in the halls of Versailles. Who knows, man? I find it hard to believe.
You're talking about the occult.
That's a good answer for you.
I mean, in the 18th century, when it was at its peak.
Yeah, it wasn't at its peak.
It was at its peak.
In the 1890s. We had this one in Cincinnati, so that's what I always think of it when I think of anything France.
Wait, Kings Island.
What is
it's a theme park in Cincinnati.
The Taft family built it, as in the Skull and Bones Tafts.
Really?
Wait, so that's
I've been there once.
Wow.
The Brady Bunch went there in I think 72 or something like that.
I'll hate on that.
Oh wait, that's Clint's cousin, bro.
Jonah doesn't believe my story about my cousin.
No, I don't fucking believe your bullshit story.
The Brady Bunch.
But yeah, it's like I don't know. It's not anything relatively the same size as the actual Eiffel Tower. I think it's
And it was
1/5.
built in like the 70s, not fucking 1790 or whatever.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly.
Or wait, no, Eiffel Tower was for it's right before fucking good old Adolf took over those bitch asses.
It was the early 1700s, wasn't it?
Eiffel Tower? I don't think it's that long.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Eiffel
No,
Tower is
late
1890s.
19th century.
Yeah,
1890s somewhere.
Totally getting things conflated here.
that's interesting. So, because Paris is Paris Isis, which is I forget the constellation that has to do with it, but the
Maybe earlier.
relative to
Oh,
ISIS.
wait,
I wonder if
it made
Cincinnati
that-
is also somehow relative to ISIS.
That's
Until
what I was
the
about to point
material.
out. The Washington Monument. So again, it's just another fucking Osiris or fucking Janus cock in the middle of the city.
Is this a Woody Allen related diatribe, or what was that? I couldn't hear you.
I was saying it's another Osiris cock built in the middle of the city. You know, like all the obelisks.
Dude.
So yeah, especially
I think,
when
and I
it's
think the
specifically
connection to
gets you-
Cincinnati is the Society of Cincinnati, despite it venerating a man named Cincinnatus, is a goddess worshiping society, a secret society. So I think
they all
in
are.
that respect, it's the same difference. They venerate Isis as they do Hecate, as they do, Lady Liberty, right? Columbia.
Yeah, Astarte, Ishtar.
Well, I think their version of that is America. Lady Liberty, America. They created their own goddess. There's all these speculations and nonsensical conspiracy culture statements that it's rooted in some serpent god, feathered god, from the Mayans. There's the Italian version of America disputes.
Yo, wait. Did you know they
relevant to where
created
they-
a Quetzalcoatlusaurus fucking dinosaur?
Dude, I hope they
just
find one
created
of those. I would pay money to see that.
I think there's something relevant to where
I'll
the
find the
France
picture
was
for you, bro.
originally going to stick that Statue of Liberty, because it wasn't originally going to America. It was going to the Suez Canal, I believe.
The Statue of Liberty?
Yeah.
Well, that was a Society of Cincinnati designed object. Remember the person who designed it.
Had
Yeah.
the
But it says
French.
it's inspired by the
French
Roman goddess
historian.
Libertas. But again, they took all of these goddesses from these different cultures, mashed them into their own goddess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm saying when you
Recurring
take the Roman numerals of the
archetype.
1776 and you write it like the Templars do, that it makes the number 666 and 1110, which they say that the second number is for the Prior of Sion.
Well, here we go. The project is traced to a mid-1865 conversation between La Boule, a staunch abolitionist, and Frederick Augusta Bartholdi, a sculptor, in an after-dinner conversation at his home near Versailles. So, and Bartholdi's most certainly a member of the Society of Cincinnati.
Bartholdi.
All
That's one of
right.
the dudes that he talked to?
What is it?
That's one of
No.
the dudes that he talked to, or?
This is the guy who designed the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, okay.
This is the
So
sculptor.
he was a French.
A
Grand
French
He's a
Marquis.
friend of
sculptor.
La
Cincinnati.
Boule. La Boule is more of the statesman, right? Like he was the guy behind. This is the guy who designed it. He's the guy that made it happen.
What year is this, JJ?
1865.
65. Man, that's early, right? That's like Civil War.
And who is the Statue of Liberty, really?
I think it's America. It's Lady Liberty. It's Columbia.
She sure looks like a guy, the face
Yeah.
itself. And
And it's that Lucifer painting, like the Lucifer painting with Abramovich and fucking Rothschild. There is like the exact same fucking shit, but it also looks a lot
Yeah,
like Saul
it
the
really
Invictus.
is.
Saul Invictus.
Well, is it
So, I
Lucifer
mean-
just Venus?
Saul Invictus, bro.
You know what
Sol
I mean?
Invictus, yeah. It's the
Apollo.
female
I'm just
form
saying
of
it's
Sol
representing the
Invictus.
same characteristics, right? Especially if it's Lucifer and Venus as the rest of this Venus worshiping goddess worship.
Yeah. Well, Venus and Mercury are both morning stars of the sun.
I don't believe what Hal Bazari's saying in the chat because there's no way that's made out of copper. Because let's be honest, the crackheads would have stolen and fucking sold it in a scrapyard by now.
It's supposed to be made out of copper.
Those crackheads are industrious, bro. That would be at the fucking scrapyard by now if that was all copper.
Right.
They're so industrious. They'd have a fake one put back up though, that wasn't made of copper by the morning.
I think the male appearance to it is the war inhabiting characteristics of all these goddesses, from Diana to Hecate to Athena. They're all wartime goddesses, so it's all a masculine feature to this guy. It's I think that's why that comes off as looking male.
Yeah, it's all ancient Babylonian symbolism.
Seems to be.
Yeah.
But going back to Midnight in Paris, can we talk about how sexy Hemingway was?
Was he sexy in that movie? Who is that guy?
He was.
That was a sexy guy.
Wait. Which one of these guys in this room do you think is going to agree with you on that? Maybe Clint.
Men who are secure in their masculinity.
He'll agree,
I mean, Todd, we all know is already fucking all over Terry Gilliam's dick. So I mean, I don't think he's on Hemingway.
That's what I said. He's very generous. That's what I was saying.
I do like my Terry Gilliam movies. Yeah.
I like him. I'm a big fan of Hemingway, and I like the character they had in here. He died a mysterious death too, huh?
He did. He did. Oh, and you know what, JJ?
He had a running battle with the government. I saw.
JJ, you just reminded me of something very interesting. So Hemingway is portrayed in Midnight in Paris. Hemingway, of course, unalived himself. And his daughter, Mariel Hemingway, was in a Woody Allen movie, Manhattan, that I mentioned earlier. She was Woody Allen's 14-year-old girlfriend in Manhattan.
That's right.
Yeah, there we go again.
That's the only other Woody Allen film I've tried to watch outside of Midnight.
Guy can't keep his.
Yeah, it's in black and white.
Can't keep his thing in his pants.
Well,
doesn't matter who he's around. Daughters.
You guys are telling me I should take the time to watch this guy's fucking movies. Get the fuck out
watch it, Jonah.
No, I don't support pedophiles.
You could learn some culture,
sweetie. Then you're going to be very lonely.
This guy's a pedophile, sir. This old gentleman here with this other gentleman laughing, and the young Asian girl. They don't look like pedophiles.
Is that Epstein?
And why does his daughter wife look like she has Down syndrome? Like fucking
well, she might, dude. You never know, dude.
That's the only reason she married him.
Daughter wife.
Dude, he's literally married to his daughter wife has Down syndrome. Like telling you, look at that fucking photo, bro.
Well, according to the emails, she's just as into the activities as he is.
Yeah,
what?
That's how she got her Down syndrome, bro. She's her
JJ.
mother and father were brother and sister. God damn.
JJ, share.
Yeah, that's why I came for the Woody Allen inside information.
Yeah,
Spill the beans.
The Epstein emails. She's the one communicating with Epstein, doing some coded messages.
I mean, let's be honest. Epstein's probably just using her email because, like, I mean, Woody's using her email because she's a fucking Down syndrome.
Yeah, I mean, it may be possible Woody doesn't email. You know, he might be taking the Bill Clinton route.
Well, he is pretty old. He's an old guy, you know.
For sure, he's 90.
Yeah.
He's older than Slick Willie.
Yeah, by a decade.
So one of the things that Phil and I were kind of chatting about backstage was, and he's familiar with it and read it, I ordered a book called Exquisite Corpse, Surrealism and the Black Dahlia Murder. So a lot of these surrealists, and many of them have cameos in Midnight in Paris, they came to the United States when they were trying to get away from the Nazis. When they were exposed for their nightmarish art. And one of the artists by the name of Rend Magritte, he has a very famous painting of a man in an overcoat and a derby hat with the apple in front of his face. Seems innocuous. These guys are all freaks. They're all freaks.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah,
see Woody
people
Allen might
say
be-
Hitler was a bad person. He made those fuckers run to America. So,
So-
I mean,
so
that sounds pretty
they-
good for Germany.
Right.
So the Nazis take over Paris. They escape to America, and they bring their art here with them. Tell us more.
Well, I can see where Woody Allen would appreciate this golden age of these time frames of a
No
more of a
one's saying that
sexual
they weren't
awakening, if
hypocrites.
you want to call it that.
Yeah, that was the hotel seal. I wasn't sure. I was looking at the background of it. I didn't really find too much
Cecil.
fishy.
In LA?
The seal itself looks like, was that 2 kangaroos?
Oh no,
I'd
that's a
say
different
two pharaoh
hotel.
hounds.
Yeah, it is 2 kangaroos.
That's from
Is
the
that-
movie, Maurice.
I'd say
I wonder
two
if-
Could be a
pharaoh
hound.
hounds
Could
going
be a
back
hound,
to
I
the
suppose.
the
The
pharaoh
hotel
hounds are what
seal,
the
huh?
ones
They-
for Anubis are, right? So it kind of looks like they're possibly
Oh yeah, could
standing,
be,
and they're holding a
could be
shield.
pharaoh hounds.
Now, pharaoh hounds are a
Interesting.
fucking gorgeous animal. I'm not gonna lie. They're like somewhere between a miniature pincer and a Doberman kind of, but they're much older than either breed.
Yeah,
I
it
have
would have been a
miniature
symbol of
pincer, so-
Anubis,
Yeah.
the god of the dead. So it strikes midnight and he time travels. It's a,
So you got your
You know, and
Egyptian
which is also
symbolism.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go on a quick tangent, but it's kind of funny that like the stereotype now is all that these mussies hate fucking like dogs, but yet you go back to like Egypt. Oh wait, the Muslims weren't there. Just never mind. I'll stop what I was gonna say.
Oh shit. Carla Bruni, huh, Phil? I didn't catch that part. She was the actress that
Yeah.
played the museum guide,
what the
or
fuck
the
are you doing?
Yes.
Yep. Sarkozy's wife.
that one dude who, because again, infidelity and sexual, like, promiscuity is a big part of the plot line, both in the 1920s era and surrounding Owen Wilson's character. So,
Wait,
Everybody's
is that it?
cheating.
Wait. Are you meaning that's the father wife?
no, sir, there's no bag of dicks involved here. It's just Owen Wilson. He looks like a guy with a bag of dicks.
Nothing
You
like
said
you
the
might have
French
been
Prime
involved in.
Minister's
Nothing
wife,
like you might have been
his
involved
father
in.
wife, you know?
No, so
Oh wait, no, that's Bridget Macron. They have a president and prime minister. My
well,
bad.
dude, ET might make an appearance in here for sure. But they're in Paris. He's actually a screenwriter, and so they're immediately talking. You get introduced to him being this writer with an affinity of 1920s writers in Paris, like F. Scott Fitzgerald, Ernest Hemingway, Gertrude Stein, and then he gets really drunk. Him and his fiance, Rachel McAdams, Jonah's favorite actor. Actress.
Hey, that broad just down from
Jonah's
the street.
favorite
Or
male
never grew up
actor.
just down the street from me.
She is a Canuck, isn't she?
Yeah, she grew up in St. Thomas. It's just down the street from me. And St. Thomas is also the real story of Dumbo is. I started to go into this yesterday or last week, but the real story of Dumbo is Jumbo the elephant, and that was in St. Thomas. They actually have a fucking big ass statue of this fucking elephant that got stuck there or whatever. That was the basis of the whole Dumbo
Talking about
story.
that movie with Danny Glover, dude.
Dumbo
Oh,
drop.
no.
Fury, dude, where they drop the elephant. Yeah, there we go.
Operation Dumbo Drop.
Oh man, someone did too
Saved
much.
World War II. Turned World War II around. Yeah.
No, but so we see him having a lot of disillusionment with his fiance, and who's kind of a bitch, from Rachel McAdams. And
Oh, wait, your favorite fucking retarded rapist is in the chat. Huh.
and then I'll get to him in a moment, sir. Thank you. And we meet a lot of interesting characters along the way. Like, I didn't realize that she was married to Nicholas Sarkozy, huh?
Yeah.
Tedeschi.
Oh, well, that's not. Yeah, that's no one to shake a stick at. Yeah.
Yeah, Brunei was
The
one of the
Tedeschi
supermodels
name,
of the
though,
90s,
that's
along
interesting,
with
though, like-
Cindy Crawford and Naomi Campbell. And yeah, she was gorgeous in the movie.
You wonder how the male actors get their start though, because Owen Wilson, is he a gorgeous guy, Sabrina? Would
No,
you consider
he's
him
very
a gorgeous
average.
guy?
But hold on,
Very
Todd.
average.
So not
Yeah.
everybody has to, you know, I mean, you have
They don't have to be good
connections,
looking.
and
They just
I
gotta fuck
believe the
Weinstein.
Wilsons have connections. The Wilsons
bet
have
they do.
connections because you've got Luke and Owen, and then they grew up, I believe, with Wes Anderson. in
Yeah,
Texas.
they
That
have
was Owen
connections
Wilson's
to.
college roommate.
How else can you explain how
Well,
these
they're
two
older
guys
brothers
become
and actor
Hollywood
too.
heartthrobs?
Well, how can
Wait,
you know,
wait.
Ryan Gosling is explained by having to do whatever it takes.
That's also
Another
James'
guy who came
favorite
from this
actress.
shithole town right down the street from me.
Is that why his eye
Out of all
twitches, the
out
left
of all
eye
the
twitches?
Wilson brothers, though, I would say Owen's the most talented.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree with
He
that.
seems like he's funnier.
But he's very average.
I mean,
Yeah, it's not-
I wouldn't
it's
want to
not
be
a-
doing.
Face is
Hey,
better
wait.
than
Man,
I would
Woody
not want to
Allen's
be
son.
in the bathroom at 2 a.m. with Owen in a fucking like an 8-ball. I mean, like
I'll tell
you know
I'll
he's
tell you,
fucking in
I'll
that
tell you
hard,
Wilson
bro.
would be in the bathroom with it any hour, sir. Channel, good to see you, you fucking Muppet. You're late. Go tell the rest of your Lightning Muppets to go fuck themselves.
report back to headquarters. We're on seat. We're on
Muppet
it.
headquarters, sir.
We're breaking down your movies.
I mean, let's be honest though. Owen Wilson, the only person in Hollywood I probably less want to be in the bathroom with is fucking Artie Lang, because he's gonna be fucking taking all your drugs.
How about Woody Allen and his wife/daughter, dude?
Well, man, I'll be fucking.
At 2
I'll be
a.m.
hitting the
in the
bag harder than
bathroom, yeah,
him.
with
I ain't talking
cocaine.
about the kids, bro. I'm making cocaine jokes.
I mean, his wife
Come on.
does look a bit downsy, dude. Hey,
She's
look,
so it's
straight
weird.
up downs, bro. Even there,
Woody's
she's
in love,
downs,
dude.
bro.
Which
Yeah,
one?
yeah,
Yeah, which
bitch.
wife?
He used to
Or
take her
daughter
there
wife.
to the Knicks games courtside when she was a little girl, you know? Hey, look, there's Woody and his wife. No, not Mia Farrow. The daughter.
His
My bad.
Chinese young
And there's
bride.
not
who-
his
Every
son,
picture
dude.
of that bitch, she's got Down syndrome for sure, bro.
You can't convince me that's his son, dude. Right here, this one.
Oh, yeah. Rowan is too cute, isn't he?
Oh, that's definitely Frankie Blue Eyes Jr. right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Raising Frank Sinatra's son.
Well, it's supposed
that's
to
I
weird.
mean, let's be honest.
supposedly,
Hey, wait. Let's be honest. If you're gonna have a fucking orgy, you never know who's gonna be the fuck. Or if you're in Clint's family, you're never gonna know because you just secretly pay. Wait, I'll stop.
When Anton
I'm thinking
LaVey is
deny.
officiating your orgy, yeah, you might end up with someone else's child at
well,
the
it's
end.
even worse than that, dude. That means his family tree is more like a family pole because apparently Frank Sinatra's Mia Farrow's father.
Oh man, this is satanic.
So yeah, dude. So he begged
Wait,
his daughter.
what?
Yeah.
JJ, say that
Mia
again?
Farrow's mother said, "Hey, congratulations, your husband's actually your dad." After she married.
What? What?
Yeah.
There's a surprise.
I mean, is it really a surprise looking at what Woody's done with his kids?
Hey, but wait,
Mia
can I?
Farrow's done with her
Uh,
kids
it's
with
just
Woody?
well, mine.
Since we're
mine
talking about
melts.
these Downs to the wives and shit, what's this whole fucking thing about like these Instagram thoughts that are all Down syndrome at the gym now?
What? I don't have Instagram.
I missed that scene. Was that Midnight in Paris?
Yeah,
What?
the Woody Allen movie is
Sounds
definitely in there, bro.
The Salvador Dali part I thought was interesting.
JJ.
Salvador Dali was an occultist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tell us
He
more.
was one of the surrealists along with Magritte and Man
Yeah,
Ray
well,
and
that was an
the
interesting
dark
point you're
stuff.
bringing back. So what was it about this book, Exquisite Corpse?
Yes,
Surrealism,
Exquisite
Black Dahlia?
Corpse, Surrealism and the Black Dahlia Murder. And it's just tying together this many surrealists coming to the US. And let me tell you, there are images in this book that I don't remember seeing in mainstream by Man Ray and a lot of these surreal Dali, a lot of these artists. But yeah, they were absolute occultists. They were into some dark stuff. Picasso was an occultist. I think that's pretty well known as well.
Oh, for
Hey,
sure.
Todd,
Well,
Todd, you have a request for a fucking song, bro?
that was kind of what I thought. That was one of my underlying plot lines identified in Woody Allen's Bag of Dicks film. I mean, my bad, Midnight in Paris. Was I suspected there was some reason why he was giving nod to these specific characters in that time. And again,
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting point you bring up about the surrealists because there's a surrealist theory surrounding the Zodiac killers. Interestingly enough, connecting right back to the New York surrealist art scene.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, when I started even the first time I watched this movie, I was paying close attention, even though some of the historical characters weren't named. It was obvious to know that was Josephine Baker, right, at the party, and so they talk about Broch, they talk about Juan Belmonte, who had a very, very sad ending, the Spanish bullfighter. They had Man Ray, Luis Buñuel, who also had a weird filmmaking. I mean, all of these guys had occult connections, and they were all friends. Juna Barnes. Let's talk about the women. Gertrude Stein, Juna Barnes, Alice B. Toklas. I mean, it was just a cast of just these perverse, dark characters.
Right. Well, it seems like that's kind of like what they were highlighting around this time in Paris, where there was this ideas of, sexual promiscuity. That's why, I think that's why Crowley was living there, right?
Yeah, 100%. Dali too. Paul Gauguin, Henri Matisse, Degas. I mean, a lot of these guys. I don't know a lot about Toulouse-Lautrec. I think but he came from an affluent family too, didn't he, JJ?
Who was that?
Lautrec.
Oh, I don't know. We can look him up.
Yeah, when they went back to the Belle Epoque, so it's like 1890, and that's her golden age, right?
Exactly.
But
His
so they run
girlfriend,
into Paul
right?
Gauguin,
his 1920s
Degas.
girlfriend, right?
Yes, his 1920s girlfriend, and they run into Toulouse-Lautrec, who I think came from money. He was affluent as well. But they were all dark. All the women were into the suffragette movement, and we know that they have occult origins as well. Spiritists, Theosophy.
I mean,
Theosophy
nothing has been better since the women have started voting. I mean, let's just be honest.
You're advocating a 34th Amendment, 2 17th Amendments.
Jonah thinks he's baiting me, but he's not.
No, I'm just saying. Like, I mean, the quality of the votes just gone straight up since women have had the right to vote.
Well, I mean, it never had anything to do with equality, and you know that. There was no reason for women to start voting.
That's the wrong movie, Jonah. That's a plot line in Woody Allen's Bag of Dicks film, voting. But I suspect there is probably some deeper occultism with this character too. I don't know much about him though.
But there were a lot of.
Wait! 737 paintings on campus. That's kind of fucking weird number. Like.
Oh, are you looking at Lautrec?
Yeah.
Yeah.
737 paintings. So what is he, like one of these bone guys? Like...
Well, but you know who else had tons of sculptures all over the place, and San Francisco is no exception? Rodin. Tons of sculptures, in his lifetime.
Yeah, so did Hunter Biden.
So Crowley was living in Paris as from 1924 to 1929. That's probably where we get George Bush's mother. So there was a lot of that
wait, isn't Israel Regardie coming in Paris under him?
Israel Regardie. I was just talking about Israel Regardie yesterday. I don't know enough about him to make that.
I think he became his. I could be wrong on that, but I think Israel Regardie became his personal secretary in Paris. But it might. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. It's been a while since I looked into that shit, but I'll look it up right now. Fuck it.
I was thinking that might have been McGregor. Was that not McGregor you're talking about?
No, Israel Regardie wrote The Tree of Life. He wrote the Pomegranates book and a bunch of other. But it's been a while since I read his shit. But I thought he came in under him in Paris. But I could be wrong because I think
no, you're right. They were definitely they linked up in Paris. Yep.
Yeah.
JJ, I think that Mia Farrow looks like her father, John Farrow, very much.
Okay.
If you look at John Farrow, you're going to see the likeness.
John Farrow?
Yes.
Oh, he's a naval man, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still looking for this Black Dahlia book. I can't find a PDF.
Oh, dude, I'll
of it.
put a
Looks
link.
pretty good.
I'll put a link for it in the chat, dude. It's in the Internet Archive. You can borrow it. Like a
I
library.
think.
Oh, well, I found a partial.
Clint, I think it's a collector's item now.
Yeah, it's like over $200 on Amazon.
Is it? Oh, I'm so glad I bought it. I bought it.
I got to read that
limited.
book because it's interesting. I got to read that book because it's interesting that these ideas of. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely an Irishman, right? There's really no question about that.
Yeah, so I just looked it up. So Rigardi contacted Crowley and then moved to Paris to become his secretary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. At the end of his time there, for sure.
Yeah.
He was in the Naval Academy, huh?
JJ, can you bring up that famous painting by Rene Magritte? Let me write it down, which I'm sure everybody's familiar with. Little do we know about his dark, nightmarish paintings. Rene Magritte.
Yeah. Can you put a link for it? I'm gonna bring up this Zodiac situation I was talking about.
I just I dropped his name in there so you could look him up and look at some of his paintings, and some of them are I know everybody has seen, but little do we know how really dark some of this stuff is.
I will bring that up next, ma'am. So there's this Zodiac.
Wait. This pedophile was went to school at Fort Street Boys High School. Like, what kind of school is that? Fort Street Boys?
Is that in the?
That was that John Farrow was just there.
Oh, I was about to say, is that in the Bag of Dicks film? Well, I was about to say he sounds like he's an Irishman of Australian origins.
Wait, no, he's a Bolshevik. Get the fuck out of here. He's a Bolshevik because he's in Nicaragua and Mexico fighting the revolution.
That's what I was going to get to next. To see more important than this was he was in Nicaragua during the revolution.
What? Look, go back to that Fort Street Boys and what? Let's see that coat of arms again. And that's kind of wild, bro.
What's that? A cat on the left?
It's it looks like it's a fucking stabbed wolf.
For Islam stars.
And then you got the books at the top, the two books, so that'd be Libra, right? And then you have the lion there, which is but then the tower too is kind of to me the first thing that's jumping out at me.
1849.
Yeah, this is a weird fucking place without having looked into it, but. What's favor a fortune a? So that's favor over fortune. I think.
I was just looking that up. Is that what that is? Favor or fortune? Yep.
I think, but it's been a while. I could be wrong on that. I think I've definitely come across that before.
Well, in regards to the surrealism we see with Owen Wilson's character meeting his favorite surrealist artist, like.
No, it's sorry. So the bottom part goes into, but it's every man is the maker of his own fortune.
Okay. Thank you, sir. We see him meeting Dali. We see him meeting Picasso and gang. Well, and it's interesting you say there's this surrealist ideas around a theory around the Black Dahlia murders because there's these artists that of a surrealist nature that are involved in two theories around the Zodiac killer murders.
Irish Richard said he was going to throw some shit at me, so I had to, get out the chimpanzee voices.
Dude, are you champing out, dude?
Fuck yeah! I'm a monkey, bro. I'll champ out all I want. Chud the Builder, fuck that guy. He ain't nothing. He's Chud the building inspector. He's straight up federal fucking agent, so he's a building inspector. He ain't no fucking builder. I hope that guy gets fucking murked into prison.
This is Midnight in Paris. This is not the Dick film.
Yeah.
Hey, you're the one who asked me if I was chipping out, so I had to go on a tangent.
They had that one.
Fucking building inspector
Monet
could get
painting
murdered
in
in
the film.
prison. Oh wait, he's a fatty. He ain't going to prison. Just like Gib McVeigh never did.
So the idea behind, I won't get into all the names or particulars here, but the idea behind it is that everything was around Mount Diablo with a very, very specific radiant angle of 57.29 degrees from Mount Diablo point, with azimuth in different directions with a 57.29 degree angle, you'd find the locations of the Zodiac killers, crimes. And on top of that, it goes right back to the New York community. It involved a team of folks, including one dude's mother, the main assailant, Michael O'Hare. His mother was named Berta Margulies, and she was, and then his associate was a guy named Gareth Penn, and his father ran the California Department of Justice Statistics Office. So he was some sort of analyst there for the California Department of Justice. It's an interesting theory, but it does go back to the surrealist art community in New York through one of the alleged members of this Zodiac team, the mother of the alleged shooter. Her name's Berta Margulies.
Yeah.
Man, fuck that shit. Ted Cruz's daddy was the Zodiac killer, and he fucking shot JFK. Fucking and Todd's favorite president.
I heard he was also the bubonic plague.
Todd's favorite president told me that Ted Cruz's father shot the president Kennedy. Come on.
Well, it seemed like the notes that was left, some of the same notes or whatever, was surrealist in nature.
Yeah, it's an interesting theory.
Because
this lady was the head of the she was the founder of the Sculptors Guild. So she was friends with, like, you name it, New York, from everyone from like Jackson Pollock. You know, she's part of that whole scene. Kind of that.
Yeah. It's Pollock. That's what they prefer.
She was a Pollock. And her son was a tenured professor at Harvard until this fella wrote a book about him being the Zodiac killer, and he quit his job, and that's it. He just quit his job, moved back. He lived in San Francisco during the time, and then got a job as a public speaking, some sort of communications professor.
Yeah. Ted's mic's muted. I don't know if you know that.
Oh shoot! Is it bad, Todd? Sorry about that, Todd. You had some stuff going on feedback there. I apologize, sir.
Do I have feedback going on here right now?
No, not right now. No. I probably just forgot about it. I was doing too many things. Welcome back, Todd.
It's all good. It's always good to meet me because every time Jonah throws something out, I probably throw something out right after that. Oh no, what was I saying? I forget what I was saying. You guys a minute ago were talking about the woman. Who's the woman again?
Berta Margulies.
Berta Margulies.
No, you mean the lady who was the tour guide in the film?
Oh, I forget what the hell we were just talking about. I forget what we were just talking about. I've totally lost the thing.
We were talking about the film Bag of Dicks.
That one lady.
We're talking about Jonah's favorite Woody Allen film, Eat a Bag of Dicks.
Right. Soon to be made soon. To be coming out soon. Got it.
Was that made by the same people that made that Robin Williams film?
But the casting. Wait, JJ, you got to scroll down and show the casting stuff on the bottom.
Have you seen Death to Smoochie?
Right. So one of the locations we do see in there is the Palace of Versailles, and I'm sure it is an exquisite place to see, but it's also a notable landmark. It's also a Society of the Cincinnati element to all this. So the state affairs was continued by King Louis, and King Louis, too many King Louis, dude.
Death to the aristos.
Yeah,
what is it?
A bunch of those psychologists and Schindler and a bunch of people were there.
Schindler was a psychologist, dude?
Oh, I'm sure they were.
Well, he was there. They used to have coffee at one of those places. Or I might be thinking of Vienna, actually.
Are you sure you might also not be thinking of Windsor?
Sure,
I think you're fucking high, bro.
Yeah, Versailles. Yeah.
Versailles. Fuck the French people, anyways. At least my fucking ancestors were smart to leave that shithole in the 1600s and came to Canada.
Well, we see the sense. If I may get back to the Society of the Cincinnati element here real quick, but I do thank you all for joining me here tonight to get a little GCD, and I thank you folks of the interwebs for joining us here tonight to get a little GCD. But we do see that Palace of Versailles was used from 1789 till presumably 1792, because that's when King Louis and his wife Marie Antoinette lost their fucking heads, man.
Yeah.
They got locked off.
But if we're gonna talk, not tonight, but you and I, we need to do it Fridays and jump in on John Law and all this fucking bullshit that goes on with France, because there's so much that goes on over there. But that's a whole nother thing.
As long as there's a
JJ, why don't
French
you do
burger element,
Napoleon
French fries.
sometime?
Oh,
Why
there'll
don't you do
definitely be
Napoleon?
burger. Oh.
Which Napoleon?
The
One, two, or
original
three?
Napoleon,
The
dude.
French emperor.
Which one? There's three of them. There's the
All
first,
of
second,
them.
and third, but
The original ones.
they erased the
What?
numbers, so people think that there's only one of them, but there was three.
Well, I would like to talk about this because we do see Napoleon's the next one to use it as this palace, right? And again, he's a member of the society. And then we see following the Bourbon Restoration, that's when they get in another member. That's when they restore the Bourbon the House of Bourbon, but he's a member of the Society of Cincinnati himself. The King Louis Philippe II, I believe it is, when the king was returned to the throne and resided in Paris. So there does seem to be an element to this palace in the Society of Cincinnati over numerous decades.
As an old school conspiracy guy,
What are you calling old school, sir?
You're just fucking old, boomer.
myself. When anytime France comes up, because my conspiracy mind, and I haven't been there like Sabrina, so I'm not cultured like that. Haven't traveled there personally, but anytime France comes up, my mind always goes to French Revolution, Illuminati.
My mind always goes to
the craziest Illuminati.
I apologize. This is a great RR Muppet moment. You would believe that nonsense, dude. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. the craziest Illuminati connection is the French lodges, the Masonic lodges in France were super crazy. They kind of led up to the French Revolution. They started with the Illuminati lodges, the Grand Orient lodges, and then it turned into killing lots of people.
well, the French did kill those bunch of.
The other thing I think about
Templars.
when I think about France isn't the Eiffel Tower as much as like the catacombs. How the whole city's built upon millions and millions of dead people and catacombs that go down for miles. That we are told is just a convenient way to store dead people's bodies. That's the only reason that they're there.
And
you
let's not
telling me that's
forget.
an accurate portrayal?
Let's not forget that. Wait.
Yes.
If we're talking about Paris, France, let's not forget it. A Muslim accidentally lit a cigarette and burned down the Notre Dame, right?
Love and death are all often like pieced together. Love and death are often pieced together.
Why don't you bring me up to speed here, sir, and the rest of the folks here, if they're not familiar with the gates of hell, it says, the former city gate to these catacombs of Paris and what they're used for here.
Yeah, that's where they put all the bodies from the French Revolution.
For Kevin Spacey hit all his bodies, huh?
55 miles of underground tunnels. You get lost down there.
Yeah, it's
You
like
get lost underneath there.
It seems like it has a very lengthy history, dude. Going through
Yeah, it goes
the
back to like
Norman
1200s and shit, right?
How romantic!
Oh wait,
we're
1130 there.
partying. How romantic! We're partying and we're kissing on top of millions of piles of dead bodies.
So you're
Bones.
saying everywhere in the
Paris.
city's a fucking graveyard.
The whole city's, mind you, like a tomb, a graveyard. But what else comes to mind when you think of France as a conspiracy-minded person? The French.
When they
were
fucking burned that
instrumental-
piece of shit Jacques de Molay.
Yeah. There's all these. I think
How do
they
you know
hid
Jacques
some
de
of it.
Molay was a POS?
I'm just
Are
saying
you a lawyer?
they're one of those cities that's just all throughout conspiracy literature is a spooky place.
I was going to say,
Hot
Jonah, you might be reciting some RR propaganda, some Vatican propaganda there.
No.
You might agree with his Jesuit worldview in that statement.
Yeah, who does he like? Does he
No.
like the Jesuits? Does he like the
Let's not
Jesuits?
forget it was the
Loves the
Vatican that
Jesuits.
propped up.
He loves the Jesuits.
Let's not forget that it was the Vatican that propped them up until they started stealing the Vatican's funds. So fuck all them.
Does he love
Well, I think there's
Ignatius
probably a lot
Loyola?
more to that story than the ones that the Vatican gives us.
Yeah, but they were definitely fucking agents of the Vatican until they weren't. So that's all I'm saying. So fuck them.
Well, subterfuge comes in many shapes and sizes, sir.
Okay, for sure. But let's get back to this piece of shit movie I didn't even watch. We can have that debate another time.
Well, I think it's relevant because we see a lot of that stuff in here. Again, we see a lot of their descendants' architecture as the centerpiece. But when I think of France, I also think of the my camera off. I also think of the
Cathars?
Cathedral of Notre Dame.
Yeah, you know, they accidentally burnt it down with a cigarette, right, while they were repairing it.
Dude, you remember them videos when that shit burnt, dude? There was Muslim fellas running around the upper balconies hooting and hollering, dude.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying the official story is it was a cigarette and a construction worker, bro.
Yeah, that's because they got rid of all the videos of fit folks dressed in Muslim garb, whether or not they're Muslims or not. I don't know.
Like, no one fucking ever smoked in there in fucking 800 years, but, you know, what the construction worker does, it goes up in flames.
Well, this is why I mean there's a lot of
the Catholic Church, and they never had fucking candles in there either.
This is what I mean. There's a lot of folks that want to combat these tales of the Templar even today, because that ET looking motherfucker, or that ET looking Muppet. Apologize, ma'am. We got a lady in the house, Jenna. Church it up.
That bitch, Scott Walter.
Bridget McCrone.
Bridget McCrone.
I thought you were going to talk about Scott Walter, because remember he told us Yeshua was coming back on June 6th,
when they restored the Cathedral of Notre Dame, Bridget McCrone, that lady, husband-wife of the French president, not the one in the film, the now French president, her husband, son, daughter, wife, whatever.
Yeah,
they got a lot of their family, right? But my point there is she wanted to put a giant dick statue on top of there, not a giant obelisk dick statue, an actual cock and balls, golden, on top of the fucking, that was the new spear or spire on top of the church. It was going to be a golden cock and balls. So I do think there's an element to denigrate the Knights Templar, both in the Islamic takeover and the modern day crusades that are taking place. No one told us that modern day crusades were upon us. They forgot to print that in the newspaper. That doesn't make it any less legitimate.
Hey, wait. Can I just bring up that fucking bitch ass and motherfucker Scott Walter was, you know, he said he found the Yeshua scroll and he said that Yeshua was turned in this past Saturday, which obviously didn't happen. So
I think you missed a target on that one. The son of a CIA drug trafficker, pilot. Suddenly his son missed a target, huh? Shocker. But no, we do see that in the destruction of the Notre Dame Cathedral. That was actually sanctioned and designed by the Knights Templar treasurer, the original treasurer of the Council of Clermont.
Pretty impressive building.
Well, that's the technology they brought back to build it, right?
Definitely. I wanted to ask Sabrina before we jumped a minute further. Sabrina, when you were there, did Paris look like when Owen Wilson was over there? Empty streets and nice, quiet cafes and beautiful, romantic.
Yeah, exactly. It looked
in my mind. I was wondering as I'm watching the movie if Paris still looks like that.
It doesn't still look like that.
It doesn't. I assumed
it never looked like that.
So you know, if you fly into de Gaulle Airport, as you're driving to Paris, it's littered just like Rome.
Trash.
With graffiti. And you get there, but it still felt like Paris because we stayed near the Champs-Élysées and we stayed around the corner from the Ritz at a little boutique hotel. So it still felt like Paris. It was still romantic. It was still beautiful, but we could see the encroachment was beginning for us. And actually, when we were in Montmartre, you already had certain individuals on the steps on either side to the basilica that were attempting to tie the strings around your wrist, and the French police were doing absolutely nothing about it. My husband doesn't want to go back because he said, I don't want to see Paris destroyed. And I think that there are still parts of Paris that are fine, but you know, I mean, it is being taken over.
Oh, wait.
And Paris is full of graffiti. Just right off the bat, it's full of graffiti.
Okay, first off,
Yeah.
RR's fucking just trying to defend St. Ignatius. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude,
Like,
you
in
know,
his own
Ignatius
autobiography.
Loyola.
Sir,
And it,
there's a few things in this world you can expect. The sun's going to come up tomorrow. The grass is going to be green. Someone's going to demand taxes, and RR is going to continue to be a mouth breather.
I mean, like, tell me a more bullshit story than he got fucking put in the hospital by a fucking
Dude,
cannonball.
he's in there saying
By
that
a
France went down
cannonball.
there after they kicked the Jesuits out. He's in
But
there
anyway-
talking every week.
But anyway, if we're going to talk about Paris, I'm going to tell you the best movie to see what Paris is really like, even though it's a future dystopia. District 13. Anyone who has not seen that, you need to watch that movie. It's fucking amazing. District 13.
I like that one. I like that
Spielberg?
one, definitely.
No, but they remade it with Paul Walker in Detroit. I forget that name, but it was
Paul Walker, huh?
It was a complete ripoff of District 13. It had the same fucking guy in it too.
It's funny you say that. Next week we're going to be doing Paul Walker's timeline. Folks, if
Well,
you
at
want to
least
join
I
us
watched
next
that
week,
movie.
I've seen
Like,
that
it's
one.
not this fucking Woody Allen bullshit with the
You
Will
folks on the
Timeline.
interwebs and you folks here on the panel, if you want to join us here next week for
Is that
For
Gerard
timeline.
Butler?
yeah, Gerard Butler, Paul Walker, some girl's name I don't recall right in the moment, some gal. She didn't
So,
really do
romantic
much.
comedy
She was pretty
fantasy,
good
yeah.
in the film.
So,
pretty good movie.
I'll just throw it out there. The remake
Billy
with Paul
Connolly,
Walker.
dude, he does comedy shows with King Charles at Billy Connolly's castle late at night. I'm sure it's not just
And-
comedy that goes on there.
Anyways, I looked it up. The remake of District 13 in that shithole city, Detroit, where fucking Clint was from. It's called Brick Mansions too. So the fucking District 13 is a fantastic movie if you want to see what Paris is really like.
Well, Paul Walker gets all this credit. He's like he was fighting pedophilia. He was fighting the Epsteins and Woody Allens of the world. Here we go though, because Paul Walker was dating like a 17-year-old dude, and he was like 30 years old. Like, come
So
on,
was Chris
fighting pedophilia?
Cormier and fucking John Podesta's son allegedly.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not as aggressive as marrying your daughter. I get that aspect, but what I'm saying is, a 30-year-old Hollywood A-lister dating a 17-year-old. What are you?
I mean, hey, wait.
It seems like you have to have that on your resume.
That
Seems
chick
like you have
that
to have that on your
dated had
resume to get a
huge tits,
job
though. Come on.
in Hollywood nowadays.
Well, interventions are intervention. Yeah, Todd, what was that? I think I agree with you. I think. Can you repeat that again?
I said it seems like it has to be on your resume somewhere, you know, that you had sex with a 17 or 16-year-old
Well, it
girl to
seems
get a
like
job done.
like I say, yeah, I think you're onto something because Jerry Seinfeld, right? He took he was like picking up his future wife from class. Phil probably remembers some of that.
Yeah,
we
she's
haven't heard from
17.
you, right?
bro.
So we haven't heard from you, sir.
But hey, wait. But she was of the tribe, so it's okay.
Well, is that what it is? If you're of the
She had
tribe,
really big tits. That's the only thing I remember about her. She had like that
yeah, well,
curly
she was
Jufro
like
hair. And she
16,
had
I
big
think, when they
tits.
met, dude. And he's like picking her from school when she's 17.
Oh, I know.
Like, all right, buddy. You're the #1 show on NBC, dude. Like on TV.
Yeah, what do you think-
Phil
what do you think out of
remembers
that?
her name. In dirty fucking pervert.
man,
I
Mrs.
remember
Seinfeld?
because it was well no, so the woman he's with now, it's not the same woman. Shoshana Lowenstein was the one that Seinfeld was dating, who was like 17 years old.
Yeah,
That's not his wife. I thought they got married.
No,
that is his wife.
Jessica Sklar is the name of the woman he's married to now.
Oh, I
also
thought he
17.
didn't marry Shauna?
Yeah, he did marry Shoshana. I think it was two up in the spotlight.
Kept it behind the scenes, never made it official.
Yeah.
Well, it was. I mean, it was like front page news and shit, right? Like, I mean, it was
Oh,
like.
yeah.
I remember being like, "That's fucking weird. Why is this dude dating a high?" I was in high school. I mean, you were in high school too, I'm sure, right? I mean, why is this
Yeah.
dude dating a high schooler? I'm in high school. That's weird.
Yeah.
I just remember
Yeah,
thinking,
of all
wait,
the
what
girls
the-
in the
Come
world,
on, you were
of
like,
all the
why is
gym
he
joints.
dating me? I'm in high school.
Of all the
That's
gym
exactly. I was like,
joints
why can't he
and
date me? And but I was thinking, like, what would happen? Wouldn't that be weird if you're going to high school with a girl and then some like movie star, TV star is dating some girl in your class? I remember thinking that time. I was like, that's strange, man.
Oh, and it's
You
an
got more creepy at the
independent.
time.
No. I looked it up. The school is an independent, all-female university preparatory school, started by Francis Nicolau Nightingale. And isn't that like a name that we've already kind of one of those is somewhere?
Are you still trying, sir? Are you still trying to solve the mystery of John Farrow's high school?
No,
Oh,
I'm looking up
I know what we're
the high
talking
school
about.
that bitch went to.
Which bitch?
The 17-year-old.
Oh, I didn't know what we were talking about for a second.
So it was a school that was founded by Francis Nicola Nightingale and Maya Stevens Bamford, and it's specifically in the Upper East Side of New York. And
So what you're inferring here is if you're of the quote unquote, if you celebrate Hanukkah, if you're of the tribe, you can do these things.
And as long as it's a partner school with Trinity Dalton, so isn't that where fucking Epstein was too?
Where are you reading?
The Dalton School. Dalton.
Yeah.
Dalton
So
School,
it's a sister school of the Dalton School, and here.
Oh, it's the all girls equivalent.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
So the daughter of Billy Joel and Christy Brinkley went there. I'll just give you the fucking link so you can pull it up here.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude, you want to send me that link here, dude, because I linkless and
there, I sent it. But if you go down to if you go down to the list of even like the famous people that went there, or the whatever they call it there, the alumni. Now, who the fuck is this artist? 1990 Shabala Self.
I just want to see what did she cash out, dude? Is she getting some money, dude?
I don't know. I was looking up the school to see like where the fuck is she picking this bitch up from, right?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. So is this more accepted in the Jewish community? Is that what you're trying to infer? That like this was cool? You know what I mean?
No, it's not, Jonah. Oh boy.
Because I mean, we see Epstein, we see Woody Allen. They're obviously into the.
There are lots of
if you will.
It's accepted in Appalachia too, so I don't know what you're talking about, JJ.
How dare you, sir? How dare you? That's only.
I mean, it's accepted in Clinch family too.
How dare you? 9/11, an inside job. Not sexy to any of those girls.
There we go. That's
JJ, can you bring up my favorite weekly world news headline? Two-headed man sings in stereo.
I'll look for it. I haven't seen that one. I'll look for it. I love the
Two-headed man.
Yeah, that's actually.
Hey,
man,
every man has two heads. I don't know what that story's saying. Mic drop.
I will look for that one. So Phil, what was your favorite part of this film? Outside, was there since you're so big into you worked for the Dewey Decimal Agency, sir? You're big in the big agency there. Well, as far as all these writers go, was Hemingway a big thing? Were you a big fan of Hemingway? Or any, I wasn't really big into F. Scott Fitzgerald. It's okay.
I mean, I've only read, kind of like Woody Allen. I've only read one of Hemingway's and one of F. Scott Fitzgerald. I read Old Man in the Sea.
Let me guess, The Man by the Sea and The Great Gatsby.
But have you read The Dangerous Game by Martin McCormick?
Old Man in the Sea. That's one of the best stories written. Definitely one of the best stories written. The way his writing style.
I do like because one of the lines I think that Owen Wilson says is something like I was born during the wrong time, and it's funny because that's something that's been said. My mother said that to me. She's like, I think you were just born in the wrong decade, not in a bad way, but just kind of like just my love and appreciation for history and just kind of an affinity for the past like that. But I mean, to be honest, when he winds up, meeting F. Scott Fitzgerald and Zelda and, just having that knowledge of what's going to happen, which is, and just, you're just kind of like that drop, your jaw drops, you're in history, you're living history at that point, with these characters.
Definitely an interesting way to tell the story and introduce these characters.
Yeah. And,
Phil,
a very unique way to do that.
Phil, Gil gives Zelda a pill of the future, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Wait, they named the bitch Zelda.
Zelda situations, right? Doesn't he? He tells that one dude the plot line of his film. He's like, put them all in a room, have them all eating dinner, tell them they can't leave the room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, they had the Legend of Zelda in the 1920s?
They should have. Maybe that's where it started, dude. Maybe that's where it started.
I would definitely.
Who was the in the 1920s, bro?
he's playing this toting this line of, is this reality? Is this a dream state? And then at one point in time, his future father-in-law, which is why they're in Paris, because he's a big corporate private equity firm corporate takeover Nazi dude.
And a notorious Republican, so you can tell.
There you go, man. We get a whole lot of that back and forth about, he's how the right wing Republican conservatives are bad. And how Owen Wilson's this communist guy is getting picked on by the right wing is kind of.
You can smell the DEI philosophy taking root, spreading at this 2010 period when they're first introducing.
So when Woody Allen is doing this film is when he meets Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, really. I would have thought he'd known him long before because of the New York apartment building. They must have been a block apart, lived a block apart from each other.
No, allegedly, it was December of 2010 at the home of a dinner party of a publicist whose name has escaped my brain hole at the moment. She's all over the files, a Hollywood publicist. And she had a dinner party and invited Woody and Soon-Yi, his wife / daughter, to. And that's where they met Jeffrey Epstein.
Maybe
it's the publicist.
That is weird.
Maybe he wants that to be that, so he's got an alibi. He's like, "Oh, I'll just make it look like I met Epstein on this date, and then everything before that would be an alibi."
If he didn't know Epstein, he had to eat lunch within a block of him many times for decades.
Well, they were inseparable after December of 2010, sir.
So I'm just saying, but the period that Epstein has the
Inseparable, like
mansion,
they are pegging each other.
Epstein gets the mansion from Les Wexner.
That's a spoiler alert, sir.
But
we do see this
Epstein,
right here, dude. They look pretty chummy. This is November of 2013.
Yeah, that fucking
Very
bitch has
chummy.
Down syndrome, bro.
They're exchanging Christmas presents. Late
Jonah,
Christmas presents. Young
that's
girls.
Asian American.
I don't think the
Make
Asian
sure you
Americans
use
want to
the
take credit for the
Roman
fucking Down
plate.
syndrome. They killed him over there. That's how he ended up
She's
adopting her, because they're gonna fucking murder the one-child policy.
They don't have
You can
that
have as many
anymore.
kids as you
Also,
want in China today, sweetie.
I don't think she was born today, is what I'm getting at.
So that does
30
bring the
years,
question
who's
to things
counting?
like the mega group as far as financing. Like, I thought that, once I realized that's when he made this film was about, it's not just about time traveling, society, Cincinnati elements, the fact that I enjoyed this film, but it's also, I picked this film was also because this is the time when he became so close associates with Epstein. And I wonder, is there any Epstein elements to all this? He did have a Paris flat. Epstein did. I wonder how much he was involved during the production of this film.
Do we know?
Wait. Aren't you
Epstein's
in
flat
Zorro
was in
Ranch right
Paris?
now in New Mexico on your chips?
That's where I'm coming at you live from right now, sir. You didn't know that?
Yeah,
My friend
that's what I
Jeff's
said.
ranch in New Mexico.
That's what I
just inside. Part just inside the gate.
Just
Just
do you,
inside.
JJ? Do you know where Epstein's flat was in Paris?
I'll have to get back to you. Let me look at that address. I didn't learn about it until one of the more recent releases of Epstein files. One of the more recent tranches. They want to get French with all their tranches of Epstein.
Well, the French connection there, if I may use that pun.
The actual French
Wasn't
connection.
I mean, he was involved in heroin trafficking, so that's
Could be,
Wasn't
dude.
that-
Could be the ongoing French connection.
Like most famous art, there was a filmographer killed himself. He was convicted of using girls in conjunction with Epstein. Luke was
Jean-Luc
something.
Brunel.
Jean-Luc Brunel. Didn't he get convicted and do time for this and then kill himself or something?
Yes, Todd. Yeah, he allegedly killed himself.
But he was
in
at the
prison.
very top of the model scene.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, he
you're
was
beautiful.
he was a
You
key in
are
recruiting,
beautiful.
right?
Yeah, if I've ever seen somebody beautiful, you're the girl. You're the girl. He's that guy, right? That's finding these girls.
Well, that's what Steven Spielberg did to that young gal from Poltergeist.
And so he's a high-level character like Epstein, but killed himself. I think.
Yeah.
I thought.
He had allegedly made multiple attempts to off himself before. Allegedly, who knows?
Yeah, and
But he
Epstein
was
hung
one of the
himself
highest
too.
level figures over there
That's breaking news, sir.
that they
He hung
reeled in.
himself. With all the laundry
doing
they
this
left
stuff.
in his cell.
There was a couple other big figures in France that went down.
Big as in like
Non-political.
cultural impacts, sir, or big as in like
Big as in money. They have money and influence. Yeah, cultural influence, like in the modeling agencies and
Not
film.
There was the now
So-
if we're talking about French people that killed themselves, there was the Rothschild fucking in the late 80s that killed himself. In
There
Paris.
was a Rothschild that got eaten by somebody. That's weird.
No, but I'm talking about the one that killed himself. He was. That's a really interesting story too. Yeah, the Michael Rothschild. That one was weird as shit.
That
though,
wasn't
too.
Rothschild. That was Rockefeller.
No, there was a Rothschild that killed himself in Paris in the 80s.
Oh, you're right.
I
I'm
thought
saying
we were
Rockefeller.
talking about
Right.
getting eaten.
They got eaten.
Oh yeah. You're right on that
There's
one.
a Rothschild fella over there in France today that married his husband wife.
So yeah, there is the most prominent suicide in the Rothschild family. I am Shel Rothschild, so he's named after the head of the family, and he hanged himself in a Paris hotel room on July 7 of 96 at 41.
There was the fake Rothschild in Laurel Canyon.
Who was that?
Yeah, this dude claimed to be a Rothschild living there in Laurel Canyon since the 70s. I think he changed his name to Rothschild, I believe, legally in 71. I found looking in the court system, but he was actually being financed by one of the heiresses to the Hertz rental car company, one of the rental car corporations.
He got credit, and they believed him. They let him open up.
Well, his whole house burned down, dude, and then he died in it. And everyone's like, well, "Who was this guy?" They're like, "He was a Rockefeller or a Rothschild. He was going by one of the two." And then they're like, "Oh, that's not a real one."
I saw that story, but he was able to generate fake documents and get IDs.
Everyone thought he changed his name.
Accounts.
He legally changed his name, and everyone thought he was a real. They didn't know how he had that money. Yeah, William de Rothschild. His name was really William Kaufman.
All you got to do is throw that name out, and people just bow down. Then.
Well, he's being financed by an heiress to one of the car corporations.
But actually, you know what I just thought of? So this one,
big bag of dicks.
Nah,
big bag of dicks.
No, but this Ansel Rothschild was the heir to the NM Rothschild and son. So that's also, I think based on that age, he probably ties in with Macron, if I'm not mistaken, because that's when Macron was probably there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Macron being himself a secret Rothschild, apparently, through that French chocolate.
Oh, wait, no, he was only there from like 2008 to 2012. My bad. I just looked it up.
I got to throw in, if I may, I sure appreciate Phil and Sabrina. Cultural perspective on these matters. Thank you guys for showing up here every week. Anytime you can, Sabrina and Phil, anytime you can. But love your guys' point of view.
I appreciate all of y'all's perspectives, including yours. Thank you very much, sir.
I also love yours, Jonah. But Phil and Sabrina, you guys really bring some culture to this program. I appreciate that immensely. Some culture.
I bring culture. It's just
the rest of us, we're all out here.
It's just a back alley culture.
But we love you guys.
Thank you.
So I forget where I think we left off, Phil, at some point with the authors in the film besides Hemingway, T.S. Eliot.
T.S. Eliot.
Stick out to you?
I mean, Hemingway, I think, was probably the one, the standout in terms of, even though he was only in it for a short amount of time, I said, it was definitely one of the most entertaining, talking about, I'm probably going to hate your book, just kind of just putting it out there and,
the masculine side of life, where it's like, be passionate, whatever you're going to do, be passionate about it. If you're making love, if you're killing a tiger, if you're writing a stupid book like you're writing, pretty much
If he
killed
hadn't
him.
even written
Todd.
Farewell to Arms yet, right? That'd been the book he would have been writing at the time, based upon his experiences, right? Of World War One. What or was that the book they were talking about? Which book were they talking about in there? I forget now.
I think it was the old
The
man.
Sun
in the
Also
Sea.
Rises, right?
Oh,
Was
the
the
Sun
only thing they
Also
were talking
Rises.
about, right?
Was it Sun Also Rises? Yeah, I mean, it was either that or Farewell to Arms. I think.
Well, that's the one. That's my favorite one. But he hadn't written that one yet, had he?
He wrote that one after the Great War, I thought, or during the Great War.
Yeah, let's see here. I'm confused when he wrote what, because they just call it his book, right? He's only written one book, according to him.
The only reason I read The Old Man of the Seas because it was required reading in my last year of high school.
That's the one everyone has.
Incredible.
Yeah, so that's not my
Oh
favorite
no,
one.
it's
That's
not
what everyone-
Farewell to Arms. I'm wrong.
It was Sun Also Rises, I think.
The Sun Also.
But I'm going to go check out Farewell to Arms if you guys recommend that. Sounds
Yeah, so he had written In Our Time, which I guess that's probably what they're referring to, right? Or because it's not 1929 yet, is it? Farewell to
he
Arms
wrote
is
the end.
29.
No, it's not. He wrote the end of something in 1925.
He wrote The Torrents of Spring, Men Without Women, The Sun Also Rises, In Our Time, and 3 Stories and 10 Poems.
very
Okay,
nice.
so JJ, you could tell that.
Why is there two in our time on this CIA website?
Oh, I bet it was The Sun Also Rises. Yeah, JJ. So you've read more Hemingway than I have. I mean, it was clear that the way that they wrote the character in the movie, Hemingway was talking the way that he wrote,
Yeah, it was definitely in the same
which
prose.
seemed
But-
very
but-
unrealistic.
Writing.
Why is In Our Time listed
And I
twice on
gotta
this
ask-
That's what it
CIA
reminded me
website?
of Farewell to Arms, right? That's what his speech, the way he spoke in there was very reminiscent to that book, but that book wasn't out yet, so maybe that's what they were having him speak like that because he's writing that book. At that point, right?
I got to ask you, JJ, how many of those books are involved in about his military or about military?
Oh, his early works are
military
for sure.
engagement. All of them, or most of them, or is that
He's
where
what
he's
Red Cross in World War One, right? That was a lot of his. He wrote. He later said a lot of his books were written off experiences he had during that time. But
Is that what he's famous for, though? Is that what he's famous
Hemingway.
for? Is that military?
Yeah.
He has that military experience, and he conveys it.
Wasn't he like a?
I
I
don't
thought
think he
was like
fought
an
in the war,
ambulance
though. I
driver
think he
or
was
something.
just
Yeah.
a medic.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that would
that's what I
suck.
wonder about this.
He probably seen the worst.
I was
That's
always
what
of
my
the
friend said.
mindset that I became over the years that he was probably a spy.
I heard he
Oh, that's
came under the eye of the
Because he's
government,
having
and they
Key
gave him a
West
real
at a very
hard time
interesting
for a
time,
while.
too.
Give him a real hard time there.
Who's
JJ,
he a spy
especially his
for?
time in Cuba.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, and he's having
He's in
Cuba
a
and Key West
spooky
for
area.
interesting times.
So he was a
Spooky
communist.
time.
I suspect he was. I suspect he was.
Cuba
working for
wasn't
the
communist,
US
Clinton, until
A lot of folks
Cuba
want to say
wasn't
folks like
communist,
that.
Clinton, until the
That was
revolution.
60s. Mexico
Well,
was
are they
communist
even
before
communists
Russia,
now,
but
right? Are they communists now? And the dude who runs it he has a SAG Actors Guild card. He used to try out for the Yankees. His sister worked for the CIA. Let's be honest about the situation.
I mean, they still get their $1 check from the USA, and they're like fucking 60 kilometers away with a fucking base there. And
Yeah.
they're like literally,
Yeah.
the Marines couldn't swim over and take the fucking bitch.
Guantanamo Bay does sit on the edge of Cuba, yes.
Arrested Raul Castro, but that whole Castro
And don't
family
forget-
Oh, and they took down Maduro too. Don't
You
like
used
the
to be able-
shit they
I don't
did.
know.
Like, oh, they raided it.
Well,
don't
Maduro is
know if
working
you
with the
can watch
Chinese,
it
sir. It's
now.
again something the media doesn't want to be forward about. But what's new?
But
No,
YouTube-
Maduro's with the fucking
Wait, what were you saying?
Hezbollah, bro.
No, when they
Can't-
raided the U.S. forces raided Maduro's palace down there. He was in the middle of meeting with 9 members of the Chinese Communist Party.
Whoa.
Maduro fucking.
That's a
just
good
gave up
time
and
if you're
gave
going
over,
to take somebody with high technology.
But what I'm getting at is it's not always one thing, right? So
Yeah.
like, you can look at Hemingway and say like, oh, he might be a communist. You can look at Jane Fonda and clearly call her a fucking communist or whatnot. Old Hanoi Jane there. But she's also going across enemy lines and bringing back intel, I can assure you. She may be playing both sides. Hemingway may be playing both sides. But the reason why these folks are able to operate is because of the fact that they're doing something for the U.S. government.
Let's be honest. Even by then, if he was getting published, he was somehow tied to at least the Fabian Society because they had already taken over all of fucking Europe at that point. So if he became popular, it's because the Fabian Society pushed him. So yeah, he is a communist.
Looking back at these people that were told worked for the government or that the government was involved in some cases, it seems more and more that they don't even have to be officially know they're part of it. That seems to be the most widely used
an unwitting agent.
Yep. They just put a few people around them, guide them a certain direction. What's their motive? What do they want out of this guy? They don't want to
that's
release
half the
statements.
influencers, right? If they have such a fucking AI,
just about, right?
That's why they have such an AI database on everyone. That's why I'm never getting a push because they know the way I speak. But I mean,
that's why they're not giving you a.
Oh, dude, you gotta bring up that fucking comment above that where RR was going on about how the Rothschilds allegedly stole the fucking Vatican. Like, get the fuck out of here. They're the ones who fucking like get the fuck out of here.
The Masons stole the Vatican.
You have fucking a bunch of De Medicis and Borgias and Borgheses who run that bitch, but then they gotta borrow money. It's not that they were setting up the Rothschilds to take over and fucking kind of get away from the papal state.
Good news, sir. We're not talking about that bag of dicks, not a Vatican bag of dicks. We're talking about
I mean, sometimes I get distracted. No, you got to look down at the bottom though, like starring, and then it's like
we know what you're thinking about.
New York City awkward situations, music by George Gershwin. Maybe that's just fucking hilarious. And Gemini nailed that one.
I like it. So I do think it is like the idea that Hemingway though is an agent in Paris, perhaps even is possible. I think at the time, given like what we said, all these occultism and other spook operations that are going on over there.
Well, we know Josephine Baker was a fucking agent over there. That's a fact.
That's a fact, Jack.
Oh, another fact we should throw in there with the the libertines. That's where you get that idea of liberty. The shout out in the French Revolution.
What are you talking about there, Johnny? I mean, John, what do you got there?
Liberty, fraternity, and equality. They're more sexually libertine. They're open-minded. We're always told the French.
I don't want to hear about you and teens, okay?
Say French kiss, okay? That's where the French kiss came from. But I'm just saying.
We do see the Fitzgerald's and Owen Wilson's character, Gil Pendergast, there get a little bit bored. And they wanted to go to a jazz club. So that's when we see Josephine Baker, right?
I'm bored. He's bored.
Whoa,
let's go to Bricktop.
Wait.
There you go.
She adopted 12 children? I thought she was supposed to just have 12 children and go on welfare.
Well, I don't know much about her.
Stereotypes.
Jonah's going to hell.
Maybe they were those Cabbage Patch
He
babies.
worked for British Secret Intelligence and OSS, huh? That's a fucking interesting man.
Yeah, that's a known fact.
Well, not until 2020 was it a known fact, apparently.
No, it was known.
Very important. Very important. Her work.
I'm sorry, you're right. The extent of which was not publicized. Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
I wonder if she met Julia Child, because Julia Child was OSS with her husband.
That's right. Did she work at that building in Rockefeller Center with Julia Child and fucking Ian Fleming?
Hey, William Stevenson.
Yep. Intrepid.
Fuck Intrepid. You got to read the Mormon Brotherhood. It's another book by him, and he goes all into about Mormon, and he talks about some pretty wild shit, because I think, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Clinton was telling us that he's related to Hitler, because Hitler was dating his cousin in that book.
Your cousins with Woody Allen, Clint? I didn't know that.
Jonah's having one of his attacks again. He needs medicine.
Hey, I'll admit I might be on the spectrum, but I'm not down to like fucking Woody Allen's wife.
He ran out of heroin, so things are getting.
Well, I'd rather fucking do heroin than smoke weed like Clint.
Well, we do get an interesting group of Muppets out of the MI6 OSS Joint Operation in Rockefeller Center. Roald Dahl the Diddler. We get Ian Fleming from the James Bond author. We get I don't know some of these other folks. I know we get Julia Childs, the chef, the celebrity chef. She worked there.
Mhm.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
but
her. Dude.
you know what's
That's the
hilarious?
big guy.
They don't even name Stevenson on that list.
They don't do that. I'm confused by that, right?
And he's the one who fucking ran that bitch.
This guy financed a lot of the Bigfoot operations. A lot of the Bigfoot lore were financed by this dude.
Okay. What's his name?
Just happens to be a spook, right?
What's his name?
That was Ivan Sanderson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
how
Ivan
the fuck
Sanderson.
don't they have Stevenson on that list?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's a retarded zoo doctor.
Yep.
I have some Ivan Sanderson books.
He's a
Yeah, I
retarded
mean, he
zoo
was
doctor.
very
No, these retarded zoo doctors are always the ones like Julian Huxley and fucking
I
T.W.
think it's
Huxley. And,
secret zoo doctor, sir. Crypto means secret, I believe.
no, all these
Zoologist.
retarded zoo doctors think they can fucking like they can husband animal husbandry of humanity, and that's where you get the transhumanists from. Fuck all these fucking zoologists.
So it sounds like that Josephine Baker played a similar role than we see at that building out of Rockefeller Center, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
I don't know much about her. I'm going to look into her history. I didn't realize she was a known spook. That's fucking fascinating, though.
Yeah.
That's not common knowledge, JJ. know that.
Yeah, it's very common knowledge, but maybe it's because I have jungle fever. But that's a whole
It
other
is
story.
not
Yeah, it says
common
French
knowledge.
documents.
Jonah, you may know that, but if you ask Black Americans in the U.S., they're going to be clueless. They're not going to know.
If you talk to any of the Black Americans or the Hoteps I know, they'll know it.
Those are black.
Sweetie,
those are
who
black
do you know?
Canadians. Those are black Canadians.
I know lots of them.
Who do you know and who's your daddy? Yeah. Is it the Prince Harry? He's in the news.
Wait.
this
You had
week.
sex with Prince Harry and Terry Gilliam?
I
Terry Gilliam?
hear
You had
there's
sex with Bill Clinton, dude?
Terry
a
Gilliam?
dispute about.
Here are the pizzas. A block of buses is free because I couldn't find the goddamn place. What the? Bob. How'd you get a job? Fucking President Clinton.
You had sex with President Clinton?
Looking like you just got laid off from PF Chang's.
What you say?
You got laid off?
What?
PF Chang's.
No, I don't work there.
Because you got laid off.
No, you fuck you. You suck a dick.
Me?
Yeah, fuck you.
No, fuck you.
You fuck.
Come on, man.
Fuck your face.
No, fuck your face.
No.
Come on, man. I just want to help.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Motherfuck you.
Fuck you.
Okay. See you at work.
See it work.
Wait. That dude kind of looks like a fat fucking riffraff.
That dude's favorite Woody Allen movie is Big Bag of Dicks, dude.
Wait. I need to address something from the chat. So first off, yes, there's quite a few blacks in Canada because, like, your shithole country, when they freed the slaves, the Underground Railroad didn't actually go to the northern states where fucking had sundown.
I'm not convinced the Underground Railroad, sir, was ever underground.
They ended up. A lot of them ended up here in Canada. Just saying, because y'all were still racist fuck up in the northern U.S. where Clint is. You know what I'm saying? But hey.
Well, it's because there's a bunch of secret societies, KKK, with their invisible empire. It's connected to the Illuminati, Freemasonry.
You're connected to the KKK because they took your baby away. KKK took my baby away. Took my baby away. Took my baby away from me.
I do love that song, I have to admit. But not when Jonah sings it.
Nobody likes when I sing anything, so fuck off, Todd.
Well, don't sing.
It's all good. Anyone can sing.
So who was Man Ray? I don't know much about him.
I forget what his paintings look like.
Bring up some of his paintings,
Yeah.
JJ. I mean, it's a lot of photography as well. He was a surrealist photographer, and he was a contemporary, hung out with the surrealists in LA, including George Hodel.
And John Huston too.
John Huston, yes.
So that's the connection with the Black
The
Dahlia.
Black Dahlia. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But if you're related to Rey Mysterio,
you've got to get a copy of that book if you can find it online, because there are photographs. Like I said, these are not mainstream photographs by Man Ray.
Tell me that's not like a fucking knockoff of the fucking Statue of Liberty we were talking about earlier. The one on the far right.
Place, that building right where Black Dahlia was found was it was definitely an occult temple. It had an open ceiling with a reflecting pool. I can't remember what the name of the building was, but it was some kind of Aztec-looking building right there on that street.
You're talking about the Frank Lloyd Wright house there?
Yeah. You can tell an artist built the house.
Yeah, Frank Lloyd Wright's. He's got one of those Mayan homes or Aztec homes. I'm sorry, and then his son's got one there in LA.
That's interesting.
I think Bob
and when you consider
live in one of them.
When you consider the stories of all the tunnels connecting these houses, that place becomes pretty spooky sounding.
Yeah,
there's enough evidence and people's reports and video. Either it's a psychological operation or all these people's houses are connected in some way.
Marlon Brando's house had tunnels to Jack Nicholson to... Yeah,
no, that was just the canyon,
Polanski's
asshole.
What's his name? The director. The director was at Jack Nicholson's house.
Yeah.
Roman Polanski.
That was the tunnel. That was the tunnel from fucking Jack Nicholson's house to Marlon Brando. Roman Polanski.
Yeah, Roman can't step foot in the U.S.
And then Hugh Hefner's Playboy Mansion had tunnels connected to all these people's houses too, so they could leave discreetly, come and have sex, and it was cameras everywhere.
And Hugh
Hefner's
Hefner
like
was
the
also
original
on
or
intelligence
one of the early
payroll, right?
Epsteins. Definitely had to be.
Just like Gloria
Steinem.
He lived across the street from P. Diddy there. Figures.
He lived across the street from P. Diddy. Probably slapped hands with each other.
No, but with the Playboy
you take
Club,
over now, son.
The Playboy Gentlemen's Club was straight up like a fucking Midnight Climax type fucking shit, where they would just do fucking. So they'd set people up with what is it? They're pretty much blackmail, like early Epstein type shit, right? The Playboy.
Prostitutes and two-way mirrors.
Yeah, but it wasn't as bad, but it was kind of one of those operations, those Playboy Gentlemen's Clubs that they had back in the 60s.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Midnight Climax was, I think that there was two safe houses. There was one in San Francisco that was George Hunter White, and then I believe they had one in New York on Church Street. And wouldn't surprise me if you had something in LA, because I mean, let's face it. Between how co-opted the LAPD was by intelligence agencies, if they weren't, guys on the far right.
Working with the CIA many times. They probably have a branch of the CIA in the Los Angeles Police Department. I think we've heard.
Well, even a relationship so Steve Hodel, George Hodel's son, Steve Hodel became a cop, and he said he believed that he was kind of getting, people were kind of greasing his way up in the ranks because the favors his dad did for the LAPD. they said that George Hodel might have been like an abortion doctor for, you know, like certain high power, you know, profile people, and that, you know, they might have come to him for certain things. And I think he had something to do with like public health or something. Like he had like an administrative position, you know, which might have kept him kind of, you know,
working with the police.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, guys,
186 on an IQ test, huh? Look at that.
Yep.
I was gonna say that art looked like a serial killer manifesto or something.
Fuck yeah, dude! It's some creepy stuff, right?
And I was about to say, JJ, what you're showing right here, man, that ain't nothing compared to some of the photographs and the art in the Exquisite Corpse. Again, not mainstream, not easily available, really just freaking creepy, perverse, and
I put a link in the show notes and in the private chat for the archive.org copy of that book.
Oh, that's only a partial copy. It's only got the first.
Oh, it wasn't a whole copy? Shit, sons of bitches. I didn't get that.
Damn, they left out the good stuff.
The book also has the most graphic photographs I've ever seen of the Black Dahlia.
Gee.
Yeah.
I mean,
the ones we've seen are horrible. I can only imagine the ones that they've kept hidden.
That's fucked up.
And many of them look like this freaking art that these guys did.
She has a Joker smile too. She has a Joker smile.
Same types of poses. How they found her, cut into pieces.
They're sick people.
So was there an uptick in kind of weird, kind of occult murders, Black Dahlia like or otherwise, in the 1920s?
What year is this?
You know what?
Is the Black Dahlia in the 20s? I thought the Black Dahlia was a little bit further ahead, like the 40s, 50s.
Elizabeth Short
Black
was in
Dahlia, I think, was
47.
47, yeah.
Huh.
47, yeah.
The same year as Roswell in that.
47's a famous year.
Well, what's
Aleister Crowley dies. Aleister Crowley died in 47.
Parson did a ceremony that year in 47. Some of the occultists think that that's what opened up some kind of alien portal. For
atomic bomb test in 47. Roswell.
There's a guy that thinks that Edward Wynne Edwards was the Black Dahlia killer, and he followed her from Chicago.
I mean, there's a guy that thinks St. Ignatius of Loyola was actually a good person.
Well, that's our channel, sir. He forgets to breathe oxygen to his nose. But, you know, Edward Wynne Edwards would fake his birth certificate and join the U.S. Marines in the immediate wake of the Black Dahlia murder. So he was running away from something. He was in Chicago when she was. Elizabeth Short was reporting on the lipstick
Marines
in Chicago.
In the 50s, I mean, what's he seeing? He's seeing Korea. Is he going to Korea? Where would you kind of...
Ed Edwards?
Yeah.
He got thrown out of the Marines, sir, for faking his birth certificate.
Oh, he didn't ever even go through the Marines. But he signed up for it.
No, he went through the Marines. He became fully qualified. He made sergeant. He was in there a couple of years before they threw him out.
Did he see combat?
No, because he was between World War II and Korea.
Okay. I wonder about that because there was that lull between wars. After World War II, everything became a police action.
He joins in, I think, 48 to, I believe, 51.
So just misses that.
Yeah.
And you know, by the time the Korean War's coming out, the communists, the Red Scare's on is starting to ramp up.
Wait. You fucking communist. Why would you ever say the Red Scare? Like, you're telling me there was just a scare, but USA is far more communist than it ever was. So what the fuck was the scare? It definitely didn't do anything.
When I say scare, I mean they were.
You sound like a New York Times writer right now.
I sound like one of them. Yeah.
No, there was a fucking red flood.
I sound like Woody Allen. Yeah, how he would describe it.
Flood, Todd. Use proper language. Don't fucking use the communist bullshit.
I sound like Woody Allen. Yeah.
Change the definition of words.
Yeah.
Like if you tell me there's a Red Scare, then there would be no communism in fucking America today. Just saying.
I agree with
I only say Red Square because that's how everyone.
Cold War language. That's what
he's just using the communist language, like McCarthyism.
Didn't know what was going on.
McCarthy was a fucking American hero, and all of you people say McCarthyism because you're fucking led by a bunch of fucking communists like Saul Alinsky. God damn it.
Jonah,
red flood.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that. Yeah, McCarthy was smeared, very obviously smeared, and I think he was very, very confused by what he discovered. But being a Soviet-style communist is not the same as a globalist.
Well,
So I could understand why Joseph McCarthy was confused. What the hell is going on?
And let's not forget about James Forrestal. He was a fucking American hero too, who was killed at the same fucking hospital.
Yep.
Bethesda.
Oh,
Well, I think with McCarthy, part of the issue was when he started.
Wait, Pedro! I ain't got no fucking meds kicking in.
It's like I think that
it might be meds, but it ain't no fucking meds. Yeah, hold on.
The Russian Freemasons were.
Did you wrap your head and put some ice on it, Jonah, before you called the program tonight?
Intervention. What were you saying, Phil? What were you saying there?
Yeah, Phil.
I said when McCarthy was kind of making inroads to go after the CIA, that's kind of when the probe kind of went flat. You know, they went after
No,
Roy
it's when they went after the army, right? And that's when it's like, you got no decency, sir, but the whole thing is though, too.
That had to do with Roy Cohn's.
Yeah.
They never really said, was it friend, lover, this guy David Shine, and Shine had been reported to, he was supposed to report to the army, and then the story is that Cohn convinced McCarthy to go after the army. But
the other thing that's kind of, if you look into all the Venona shit that came out in like 2009 and shit, the numbers of people that were under surveillance so pretty much it sounds like if you look into it and you start doing some research, it looks like McCarthy had an early copy of the Venona, but then that got shut down real fast on him. So that's when they made him look like a fucking because Venona's the big case where they had McCarthy.
He goes in looking like a lion, like he's tearing these people thing apart. He's throwing out all this stuff no one would know. But by the end of it, he's getting quieter and quieter and quieter. And then they finally railroad him. And then they use him as a scapegoat ever after to say, oh, look, you're engaging in McCarthyism, which is somebody that sees communists behind every bush when there were actually communists behind every bush. That's the wildest part about the PSYOP, how it goes down.
And the other thing,
he becomes like ran out on a rail by the end of this thing.
Well, the other thing is like
Roy McCone, and then they put his name in the dictionary under McCarthyism. Anyone that sees communist anywhere,
you have this fucking little ass fucking faggot who never actually served in the war, but he was fucking that communist FDR's fucking head general, and he wants to talk shit on the fucking McCarthy, who was volunteering to be a tail gunner. Like, man, tail gunner was the most wild fucking position in the fucking World War II. You're the guy in the back fucking running the fucking machine gun like that. There weren't many people surviving that yet. He's a fucking volunteer for that shit during the war. But then they want to fucking.
How many books and movies and stories?
Program, Jonah, like remind you, was a fan. We're
hey, when I'm talking about tail gunner, I'm talking about the planes. I'm not talking about Jeffrey Epstein's life.
I'm saying, how many movies have you seen or books about blacklisting in Hollywood? Are you a communist? You ain't working around here blacklisting in Hollywood. You couldn't be a writer or a screenwriter. Where's the communist?
Yeah, no, I
they
don't
hold this up today as example of what we can never go back to: blacklisting of people based upon their political beliefs, like communism. Another PSYOP.
The communists blacklist people that aren't communists.
I'm saying Hollywood's made this a historical perspective of the dark days when we blacklisted people because they might have been a communist.
Bring up our comment, bro. There's nothing wrong with Phoenix. Yeah, you love your fucking Department of Homeland Security up your fucking ass, don't you, Dar?
Typical authoritarian attitude. I don't care what side of the political alley claims to be on left or right. It's the whole violate other folks' liberties and rights, whether we like it or not.
I mean, Department of Homeland Security is just Phoenix brought home, but maybe not with the same number of deaths, but.
Yeah,
like your show.
combination of a lot of things, but yeah, they're not far off from the Phoenix Bird. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're running kill squads. You know what I mean? Wouldn't you?
And the head
You
guy,
have to.
the
Gotta have some kill
the
squads.
very first
Lots
one
of
who
'em.
ran that shit was a Phoenix guy.
Well, I don't have any proof of it, sir, but I do see the machinations of kill squads with DHS through FBI fusion centers.
Yeah, they're gonna make it real easy. You won't even see
Well, I
the
think
guy.
one of the easiest examples of that is the guy that outed Stanley McChrystal as being a Muppet, and then they made his car drive real fast into LA there. That appeared to be some
Michael
fusion center
Hastings.
hit squads. Yeah, Michael Hastings.
Michael Hastings. Yeah, he'd done his expose about what was really going on over there in Iraq for Rolling Stone
Let's not be
magazine.
exposing anything, sir. This is a family program.
He found out what happens when you release
I'm exposing myself right now, but I
talking
can't
shit
turn my
about
camera on, so I mean.
McChrystal.
That's definitely not no, sir. Family program.
If I turn my camera on, my shit freezes because they've turned off all the 3G towers and it fucking overpowers the fucking.
But we,
I'm
Jonah,
country,
no
bro.
10.
I can't
no,
get
Jonah,
phone
no,
calls half the time.
Jonah, no 10 dick pics, please. Family show, brother.
Family program, sir. We did see a lot of depravity and infidelity and sexual promiscuity as an underlying plot line throughout not only Jonah's favorite Woody Allen film, Bag of Dicks, but tonight's film, Midnight Terrors, as well.
Soon to be released.
In
3
days.
Jonah's house.
I should what's a good fucking AI program to like have a movie made? I should just fucking and put in like, hey, make a movie called "Fuck Woody Allen Bag of Dicks."
By Jonah the Troublemaker. There you go.
I don't suspect that's the first time that Woody's juggled a bunch of dicks in his hands. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, Epstein, Clinton. You know, the subtlety of the one in his right hand too. That's just like, you know, he's got the question marks, like he's questioning his sexuality.
Maybe he's into guys, but that isn't the history of his film career. His film career is screwing all these women. It's women.
No,
It's
the
beautiful women.
other thing that
I want to get back to the McCarthy thing.
It kind of has that fucking pedo swirl.
McCarthy was into bags of dicks, dude.
And Sabrina's like, I thought,
and
Sabrina's like, damn, I was gonna bring some culture to this conversation. These guys drug it in the gutter. Straight gutter.
We love Sabrina, but I mean, she's got to get her big girl pants on if she wants to have a fucking voice with this crowd.
She knows what
I
the
mean,
hell.
other than Clint.
We were in the middle of our tournament when my friend John said he found a body in the bushes over there. I ran over there because I'm a healing monk to try and help, but obviously my magic wasn't strong enough because the dude's body was missing a head. So my friend decided to try and use a necromancer spell, which didn't work, which I knew it wouldn't. And apparently we contaminated the crime scene because that spell uses a lot of glitter.
I want to thank y'all for joining me here tonight, Guild.
Wait. Was Woody Allen a fucking rat like Tim Allen?
Intervention, sir.
Was Woody Allen a rat like Tim Allen? P.S. Hit the fucking like and join the goddamn Patreon. You know, you're here, you love it. And show JJ some love and respect. Hit that fucking like button.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you all for joining us here. Thank you, sir, for the kind words. And we'll be going around here for closing statements, thoughts, hostile negotiations about future Woody Allen dick back sequel.
All right. Who's going first?
We'll start with Clint. Clint, you had some commentary about a possible sequel film about Woody Allen's Bag of Dicks.
So, like, McCarthy didn't understand that the communists are being orchestrated by these secret societies, the Masons, and the I think that the communism started before that. I think the communism started in the Civil War, but it didn't start. It's that the KKK were communists, and that they were
KKK took my baby away. Took my baby away from me.
Then they created the Knights of the Golden Circle, and that I don't remember which one came first, but the Knights of the Golden Circle.
They were sneaking around in Chicago back in the 1850s. Definitely.
The Knights of the Golden Circle Empire spanned to Cuba, and it also spanned to other places, like how Mexico was communist at first, and I think that they were controlling things at the high end.
Remember the Maine,
and that they've always been controlling things at the high end. I mean, these secret societies, that is.
I don't disagree, sir. I think the communists came in here in 1776, and they've never left.
Remember the Maine.
Even earlier.
Well, we see some early communist fucking.
Always a ship.
Well, we see some early communist coups of George Washington's, like the Conway Cabal. That's when those commie bastards tried to overthrow George Washington during the war. And then we see the descendants of those commie bastards doing communist shit today, like that dum-dum who took a tin can and tried to find the Titanic with a Sega remote control or whatever. Well, that dude's descendant was probably a member of the Society of Cincinnati, descended from one of the heads of that Conway Cabal coup.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, this is Society of Cincinnati named after Cincinnatus, who was basically a communist if you read his shit. But I mean, you could even go back and say Plato was a communist. If you
I don't know
read
that
the Republic.
that Cincinnatus was a communist, but on record, he's the one who reestablished the Roman Republic. That's just not a very communist move.
The mind.
Or wait, no. I'm thinking the one from Fabian Society. Yeah, but anyways, he was the first communist or whatever. But then even if you read Plato, I was confusing the fucking kid diddling Romans.
That makes sense.
The mind reels, though, if I may, at the idea that this story is repeating itself over and over, and it's not a coincidence. Or, it's not a coincidence.
Hey, we gotta do Groundhog Day for time travel.
It's a unique take on time travel. It's not your traditional time travel film, but it is time travel.
Some of these famous time travel stories are being put out about that time. Jules Verne, I think, 1890s.
Sure.
If you want to talk
He's
about
one of the first ones to bring us
these
ideas of science fiction and time travel, right?
Definitely. And then
H.G.
with
Wells
time travel,
at the same time, right? 1885, maybe.
Yeah, and the time travel story brings with it the questions. It's questions of morality. The story itself is, what are we to do? If we had this time travel, if we had information from the future about what's going to happen.
Would you kill baby Hitler? Which is such a fucking question.
It is a philosophical kind of understanding, right? Or kind of a lesson they're trying. I think anyone.
No. It's a retarded fucking question because they're asking you, like, hey, would you kill a child?
Marquis de Lafayette was a member of Cincinnati and Freemasonry.
Yeah, he was Grand Orient. Yeah.
And who is he?
Well, he would be the French leader. He wasn't the.
He's the one on the horse in front of the White House.
He's the one that penned the All-Seeing Eye. I'm pretty sure.
In the United States, the picture on our dollar bill.
He's the one riding the horse in front of the White House, Lafayette Square.
Henry Knox, Wilhelm, Baron Frederick Wilhelm von Steuben.
Von Steuben, yeah, Baron von Steuben.
Von Balswing.
He's a Prussian. So in regard, what were you saying, Todd, beforehand about something? You were saying something there. I was asking what it meant. Give me a name, sir.
I'm sorry. What can you bring me back to?
What was your closing thoughts on tonight's film? What did you have to say
closing
about
thoughts. Man, not a great movie. I mean,
time travel and
if you want to go look at this, I'm so skeptical of seeing every movie nowadays. Like every single movie. So my standards are ridiculously high and absurdly so. Absurdly so too at the same time. You got to watch some old Woody Allen movies. Go check out Bananas.
Absolutely not.
Sleeper.
Absolutely not.
Let's do a movie review of Bananas.
Woody Allen movie.
I don't know if I can, sir, but we'll have your
Woody Allen has sex with a Down syndrome Asian girl.
If you could get a word in over Jonah, Good
luck with that.
They pick him to be a lookalike of Fidel Castro to take over as a lookalike.
Okay.
it's hilarious. It's ingenious. That's why when you see a movie like Midnight in Paris, you go, what happened to Woody Allen? Did he lose his balls at Jeffrey Epstein Island, or what happened here? What's going on? Yeah. Lost his chops.
So
no,
we
by
did
the
a
time Annie
satirical
Hall
take
come
on
along,
Justin Trudeau's dad.
kind of. You might look at that
I mean,
movie
it
and go,
sounds
was
like
he
it was
time
sponsored by
traveling? Was he
Sidney
looking
Gottlieb.
into the future? What is going on here? Because
It
it's
sounds-
the whole
it sounds
idea
like
is
it's
about
brought to you by
doubles. They
Sidney
use a
Gottlieb.
double
Come on, Todd.
to run a communist country. Very hilarious and bizarre movie to be making at that time, 1970 or something like that. Bananas.
I'll take
But,
a banana, sir, especially one with a burger.
Well, Jonah loves bananas, especially after the 12 Monkey
Right.
Yeah,
movie
but now,
review.
dude, he's freaking out.
So that golden age idea.
We finally found something
Well, he
to
was
feed
looking for
Jonah
the-
and keep him calm. Yeah.
He was looking for the golden age, and he's like talking to that lady, and he's like,
no, he's looking for the
lady-
golden shower.
well, the lady wants to stay in the 1800s or whatever, and he's like,
Well, she had her
He's
own
like-
golden age.
yeah, and he's like, well, then he's like, I'm from 2010, and that he was saying that nothing seems to really be the golden age. It's all just
Right. Well, that was the
history
kind of
made
the conclusion, right? That's what he learned throughout his whole experience, right?
And if I may, thank you for inviting me on again, JJ. I appreciate the invites all the time. I appreciate all you guys' insights on this. But before you end, please, Sabrina, tell us more about where you were discussing that idea of the golden age and people looking back, because that speech you gave sounds way more interesting than Jonah doing monkey sounds before the show ends. So thank you again, and I always appreciate your conversation with you guys.
Thank you. No, I mean, I really love the film, and I can take it at face value. I think there's a surface meaning that I think is light and whimsical with Gil Penders. Obviously, he's matched up with the wrong person, and he starts to romanticize a past where he would fit in better. Of course, we know at the conclusion of the film, after he meets his literary and artistic idols, and he's able to go back, he finally settles in his own time by, I think, finding love with the one
Finding
gal
a
at the
younger
very end on
girl,
the
a
bridge.
younger girl,
However,
because she's very young.
there is a subtext to the film. If we want to look for the soft underbelly, I think looking at who Alan idolizes, I mean, he undercuts his own romantic premise by showing that his heroes of the past, they're not just colorful caricatures, but they're deeply flawed, tragic, and they're escaping their own grim realities.
Womanizers.
Just like Adriana. So,
Kind of womanizers.
Yeah. So, I mean, the first 5 minutes, it's a love letter to Paris. I don't think that Paris exists anymore. I caught a glimpse of it with my husband over a decade ago. But, I think it's fun. It's cute. It's worth watching. I mean, Alan, whatever you think about him, yeah, he's a PEDO. He's a creep. He is a wonderful storyteller, at least in this instance.
Yeah.
And I would
appreciate
also
most
highly
about it.
recommend. This is a 90-minute movie, Jonah. It's a 90-minute movie. He's not in it.
Too long. Jonah likes 10-minute movies. 10-minute
You
movies.
can go back to your,
you
can go back to the caliphate in your Paris before I ever watch a fucking Woody Allen movie. The great
Jonah's been
caliphate
watching
of
Big
fucking
Bag of
Paris.
Dicks on replay.
But and I agree with JJ. JJ likes Hemingway in it. I said this before. Obviously, Hemingway's character is written the way that he writes, which I thought was marvelous. Sexy as hell when he's talking to him in the car, just dripping with masculinity. But I really like this story.
Was he
but
married to his daughter
if
at
I
the
look
time
under
of
the
the
hood,
movie?
it is a little disconcerting. I mean, reality is what it is. We all know that. We all know that movies and film and entertainment, propaganda is the name of the game. So
yeah,
takes a little bit of the fun out of it.
Epstein propaganda.
But was he married to his wife and his daughter at the time of the movie?
Thanks to JJ, when it was finished, I wondered if this was in the money laundering operation.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
taking
I gotta go
big
back
fucking
and look at
numbers
it
on
through
this
some
shit.
Epstein influence, but
Well,
they said it made so much goddamn money. It made so much goddamn money. It was this ultra hit. They couldn't believe it. It made
Yeah,
money
it made like
here,
160
there,
million according to the
everywhere.
fucking
But you know,
CIA website.
when you're deconstructing Alan's heroes, so you have Hemingway, right? He's fixated on war, death, who wants to fight. You've got the Fitzgeralds. I mean, they're in a toxic codependent relationship. You've got Salvador Dali, the surrealists. I mean,
They
I didn't
represent the
look for that
Americans
when I
in
initially
Paris.
watched the movie.
Fitzgeralds.
I took it at face value. The subtext is a lot darker, but it's worth watching in my opinion. I don't know if anybody else
Sure, I
agrees
agree.
with
It
me.
should
It's
have
great.
won Best Screenplay because I mean it was
No,
well written.
fuck
I mean, it
off.
starts off talking about a romantic walk through Paris in the rain. That's the argument that they're having, that Wilson's having with his fiance, and then it ends with his new girlfriend, and that's what they connect on. It goes full circle like that.
He
it is
found
well written.
he found his partner, and she says, "I don't mind getting wet. That's okay."
So it's an Aurora Borealis snake eating its tail.
Jonah,
usually get wet when you're with a woman.
You didn't watch the film, sir.
You usually get wet when you're with a woman. I mean, if you're not, it's probably rape.
Well, strangely enough, the folks behind this film are into that. So, well, Phil, last but not least,
on top of that, though, too, real quick,
system.
I want to make one quick comment because she brought up Salvador Dali, but I think Savitri Devi is a much more interesting character than Salvador Dali. If you know, you know.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Phil, Meggett, appreciate your time as well, sir. Appreciate all your all's time.
Thank you.
What was your closing thoughts or say next film? Not the Woody Allen Bag of Dicks film. Midnight in Paris.
That one soon to be made.
That's another night's commentary. You just watch a movie where you're just like I said, you kind of had expectations where you're like, okay, I've never seen a Woody Allen movie, but know enough about it to be like, all right, this is going to be shit. And then pleasantly surprised, not even 5 minutes into it. And, it does have some laughs, but I think it's just more kind of talking about an appreciation for a time. And then maybe overall kind of getting that sort of mindset where it's like, you're good with the time you're in, but maybe you need to be in a different place. Be with someone different. Because there's scenes where you could tell okay, he's Owen Wilson's engaged to Rachel McAdams, but she kind of shits on it, on his writing aspirations. Oh,
that was Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
And
she's running him down the whole time, making him look bad.
No, when it comes to shitting
the
fiance, that's Amber Heard.
The pretentious Brit, Michael Sheen, just how insufferable.
I want to punch that dude right in his face. He's got a real punchable face.
Yeah, he can tell you everything about all the artists everywhere and what's really cultural and wine. He's a wine taster.
The people listen to him. When he goes back in time, people he is just as awed by them as they are awed by him. There's just he fits in that time. But yeah, ultimately, realizing he needs to be just, in the present, but also not going back home.
But
staying
Phil,
in Paris.
they're as lost. His heroes are as lost as he is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, that's kind of the bitter truth to it. Yeah, that they're
none of them are solid ground. Phil, I got to say, I couldn't believe that you'd never watched any Woody Allen film. I thought for sure you'd Woody Allen.
Yeah, never
seen.
Especially in the Bag of Dicks film, sir.
God, he put out so many good ones. If you go back in the early ones, man, there's a ton of them that are incredible. He'll go check the early ones before he married his stepdaughter.
I think I had been
Don't forget the Down syndrome.
A little bit of the prejudice of for his work from my parents. I think my mom walked out on. My mom walked out on Bananas, actually. That was one of the movies she...
so you should revisit it. Go revisit it.
At a drive-in. She was with her boyfriend at the time. She's like, we got 10 minutes in, and we left. And I was like,
okay. Didn't like it.
didn't like it, but I said, hey, just, his humor's not for everybody. It's, it's kind of like trying to convince, certain people about, your Monty Pythons or, so many other different, they're not going to get it. So, yeah.
If you haven't seen it, though, please go look at Bananas, Sleeper,
No.
Loving War.
No.
Those are the three that stand out at that time period were kind of linked, but they're so good.
He did one.
No.
One of his later ones was
like
a murder thing. Match Point was Scarlett Johansson, and I think there was about a guy falling for his brother's wife or girlfriend or something, and there's like a murder in the end. Like, it's not a comedy; it's more like
go check that out. Match Point. I never even heard of it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Always love your commentary, Phil.
My only last statements where I do think it's a
Hit
great
the fucking
film as far
like.
as writing goes. Thank you, sir. Hit the like there. Patreon. See you folks tomorrow night for Thursdays, The Anatomy of the
And then Sundays will be on Tuesdays because JJ doesn't show up all the time.
Joke's on you, sir. Sundays will be on Sundays. We're talking time travel, sir. An experiment in time. One of my favorite books by J.W. Dunn.
But
sounds good.
But tonight we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein and his friends Woody Allen and the allegedly Down syndrome wife of Woody Allen / daughter. And,
can I share?
I want to thank all y'all for joining me here tonight to get a little GCD. I want to thank you folks to the interwebs. And on that note, see you next time.
Well, that's it. That's the show here, folks. So the next time you're out on the town, visiting your local watering holes, or perhaps just meandering around, and you hear the unmistakable sounds of metal clanking, and you spot signs of a disturbance, but check your six. Look in that garbage can, 'cause you never can tell. The GCDs may be loose in your town.